The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect those of the Barbers Chat Network, our great partners at H&B Media, or any of our media peers. We're just five idiots who love sports and love to talk shit. If you're offended easily, then this show isn't for you. And for those of you who aren't offended easily, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Remember, it's only entertainment.
So cool.
Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold. My agent just said we made 100 flat. Make it back and make it stack. This like I'm Steven Jack. Put my rings up in the camera like I needed that. Up in the air and at the rim is where I meet them at.
Before we start the show, we want to thank our sponsors, Pillars. Pillars is the best clothing line in the Chicagoland area. If you're looking for a dope hoodie, a sweatsuit, shirts, shoes, or even stuff for your kids, Pillars is where you should go. You can visit any of their 4 store locations in the Chicagoland area or visit pillarsclub.co and order online. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of I'm Not Gonna Hold You. I am your host, Scott. You know to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at BarberChairScott. You can follow the Barbers Chair Network at BarbersChairNet on Twitter and Instagram. Of course, follow H&B Media at H&B Media TV on Twitter and at H&B Media on Instagram. Get in tune with our sponsors, man. Pillars, you can go to pillarsclub.co. Go to Pillars_Club on Instagram or go to any of their 3 Chicagoland area locations. There's one in the West Loop. There's one in Chicago Ridge Mall, and there's one in Orland Park Mall, man. Go over there and get your gear. Holler at the guys over there, man. It is Monday, May 13th, 2024. For the first time in like a month, we've got a full week of shows for you guys. And I don't sound like Doc Rivers today, so that is good news. We've got, not all the crew here, but majority of the crew here, man. We've got Bang, Dante, Pavy. I'll introduce them in just a minute, man. But before we get into that, let's get into my sound off to start off. Before that, it's been a minute since I've done this. Patreon.com /Barbers Chat Network. We do have a local hour today. There will be a local hour today. I'm going to overreact about what I saw at Bears minicamp this past weekend. So go to Barbers Chair, patreon.com /Barbers Chat Network to subscribe to our I'm Not Gonna Hold You tier or our Barbers Chair All Access tier so you can check out the local hour, man. And also, it's been a couple weeks since we've done an Entourage pod, obviously because I've been sick, but me and Dante will be dropping the next 2 episodes this week, tomorrow, and on Thursday, where we'll be finishing up season 1 of Entourage. So we're back at it, man. But let's get into my sound off. My sound off today, I'm going to quote a coach who won the NBA championship in 1994 and 1995. That is Mr. Rudy Tomjanovich, where he said, "Don't ever underestimate the heart of a champion." Way too many people buried the Denver Nuggets. Some might have been on this show. I might have been one of them. I might have not been one of them. I cannot say whether the case was that when me and Pavy were discussing it last Wednesday. But anyway, the Denver Nuggets came back last night, tied the series up at 2 games apiece. Nikola Jokic looked like the 3-time MVP, and I think it's about time that people need to start giving the Nuggets the respect. And I know it's crazy to say that a defending champion should get respect, but I kind of feel like everybody buried this team after losing these first 2 games at the crib and doing what they need to do in game 3, just straight up destroying the Minnesota Timberwolves, and then doing what they did last night. They survived a 44-point barrage by Anthony Edwards and still out there and did what they're supposed to do. I think the moral of the story here is, man, when you're a champion, you know what it takes to get to that next level. There's a button that needs to be pushed. They didn't do that. Really, they haven't played like that all playoffs. It hasn't just been this series. They were down by double digits in every game, in the Lakers series. And in the Lakers series, the Lakers were just stupid enough and didn't have the personnel to actually take advantage of the situations that they were putting the Nuggets in, man. So you got to give love, respect to them. Jokic, for everybody who said he shouldn't have been MVP, so many people was acting like it was just this big robbery that Jokic won MVP over Shea. Now, am I one of those people who thinks that Shea should have been MVP? I probably would have voted for Shea. I'm not mad at Jokic being the MVP because he basically averaged almost a triple-double. He's like a rebound assist away from being a triple-double. And also, they had the very same exact record as Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder just had my percentage points. But you could also, of course, the argument is, well, they weren't even playing last year, which is a good argument. But at the same time, this is a guy who he was not robbed. This is just who he is. He's that type of player, and he deserved the MVP. And we saw that on display last night, man. So my sound off is, man, way too early to be throwing dirt on the Denver Nuggets. The series is 2-2, and we got a real chance to go on, knock them out, and go on to repeat as NBA champions, man. So I'm going to bring in the rest of the crew. We've got the one and only J.R. Bang. We've got Dante, and we've got Pavy. What's going on, fellas?
Hey, solid, bro. You actually sound back to yourself. That's good to hear because you sounded crazy last episode. So, glad you feeling better, my nigga.
Thank you. As I said, it says seeing one Kayla practice and Scott's illness has been cured. Yes, that's exactly what happened. Bang, how's it going, man?
Hey, man. I want to apologize to the Denver Nuggets myself. I didn't kill them, but their demise has been greatly exaggerated, and I probably exaggerated a little bit.
Pat, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, bro, how you feeling?
Doing much better. We definitely threw some dirt on the Nuggets on Wednesday. Do you want to take it back?
Yeah, we did. I was definitely the first two games we were so loud that I was like, yo, and I was like, again, I was drinking the blood of being right. and I was looking loudly correct for about 100 hours. And not so much anymore.
Jokic said, I have 47, big man. What did he tell Gobert a couple years ago?
He said, brother, I have 47 points.
I have 47 points. We're going to get into the NBA in just a moment. We got some NFL news. Before that, we got an announcement we announced today. Pav has a new show on the Barbershop Network. Pav, tell the people what the show is about before we play the trailer.
Yeah, man, the show is called Courtesy of the Bachelor. It's really just about my life experiences, and I mean everything that I've gone through over the past. I've gone through, and I have also subjected myself to over the past. I'm
glad you said the last part.
I've gone through, and I have also subjected myself to over the past 10 years of just being a single man in LA and in the world. I guess if I had to have a theme for this show, the theme for the show is Pav did that, so hopefully you won't have to go through that. So yeah, man, it's just basically just me telling y'all like my trials and tribulations, and I'm letting you know what the pitfalls or like what the fun may be, and you can decide for yourself if you want to engage in such actions. But this is just me giving you my experiences, basically. So yeah.
All right,
Yo,
let's
what's
get
up? It's the most single man in America, aka Pavy, or as some of y'all know me as, The Bachelor. This is my podcast, Courtesy of The Bachelor, which leads you to doing a lot of dating without any intention. Where basically you're just like vibing. I'm the LeBron James at vibing at this point. Which will basically just be about the trials and tribulations of being a single man, not only in Los Angeles, but in the world. The topic that we're going to go over today is the pros and cons of long distance, whatever the fucks. Maybe some of you want to partake in these actions. Maybe some of you don't. I would actually advise most of you not to. But if you do, this is for you. Tune in.
Also, behind the camera, Mr. Scott Singleton, aka Scott Spielberg, nigga. Directorial debut. Man, but yeah, so check that out tomorrow. It will be on Pavy's YouTube, Pavers.com, also the Barbershop Network YouTube. He's dropping a new song. We'll be dropping new music with each episode of the podcast. Tell us about the first song, which by the way is a hilarious title.
The first song is called If She Wasn't Engaged.
Tells you everything you didn't know right there.
So yeah, Yeah, I don't know if I had to explain that more. But yeah, it drops to tonight, 9 p.m. So look out for that. I like the record. I think it's a real smooth, cool record. And I think it's something that as you get older in life, you might be able to feel more. So yeah.
Definitely. So check that out tonight. First episode drops tomorrow, man. So let's get into our first topic, the NFL. We're not really closer to the NFL season because we still got a long time to go, but one of my favorite days of the off season is the NFL schedule release. I was told through channels that it was going to be not March, but May 9th. That got changed last minute. And that's why I don't be in the scoops business because the higher ups like to change stuff. And then I look like the idiot when I say there's a date that's coming out there. And it was really confirmed, but they changed it last minute. But the NFL schedule will be dropping this Wednesday, May 15th. In fact, Rich Eisen signed his non-disclosure agreement on air today to show he can't announce what games are going to be coming. But of course, some of the bigger national TV games will be announced up into the actual event. And usually the whole schedule leaks before NFL does their little release show Wednesday night. So I'm probably expecting all of that to be dropped. We're going to break down the schedule on the Friday show. And then in the local hour, we'll break down some of the Bears games. And then me and my brother have yet to do a 79th and Hollis because both of us have been in and out with voice problems. But we're going to be doing that. We're going to do a whole breakdown of the schedule on that. But the first game that's been announced, the Kansas City Chiefs will begin their road to the three-peat. They will get their rings at Arrowhead Stadium on the first Thursday of the season, where they were going up against Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens in a rematch of last year's AFC Championship game. Man, I think this is a great opening night game. I think this is something that sets the tone off real well. A game that was entertaining last year. A game that last season. It was only a couple months ago. And I think that's what people want to see right away. Two of the best quarterbacks in the NFL going at it. And the Ravens going to want to go out there and try to get some revenge right off the gate of how the NFC Championship game went. Of course, we know last year the Chiefs lost at home to the Detroit Lions, and that really got Detroit's season start off on the right foot. So Baltimore is going to want to do the same thing. Bane, what do you think about this first game? Do you think this is a cool opening way to start the season?
And I can't wait. Look, man, this is the best way to start the season off. This is not a homecoming game. This is not the gimme game. This is not the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Carolina Panthers. No, we starting the game off with, even though the wins on the team between the teams or the rings, I guess you could say, won't suggest it. But when you have the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens, first game of the year, expect explosion. Expect heated rivalry, or at least feeling like it. Expect playoff atmosphere. We get playoff atmosphere at the beginning of the year. I cannot wait.
Dante, what you think about this one?
Hey, it's perfect. I'm a big fan of rematches to start the season, especially with people. We've had to create these rivalries. Obviously, we want we got the Josh Allen versus Pat thing. But with Lamar, because of the last couple of years and being hurt, or just Baltimore not living up to the hype, this was the first real year where we got to see that matchup that we wanted to see. And so for them to run it back to start the season, I like that a lot. I think, the Chiefs are, I'm not going to say this generation's Patriots because of everything we already know.
They got to win this.
But no, they're still a dynasty. But we already know what the Patriots have done. So that's why I won't call them the Patriots. But I mean, to have the NFL's premier team come up here against a team that's a up-and-coming challenger. Well, not even up-and-coming, they're here. A challenger that everybody wants to see dethroned, and one of the many teams that people want to see that usually root for to beat Kansas City. I think it's a great way to start the energy. That's the right type of energy you need to kick the season off.
Definitely. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Miles in the chat says, Pavy, that swim team collab was fire.
Thank you. I assume you're talking about the Working on Me record. So thank you. I appreciate it. My thoughts on it is I think it's great. I think it's great. Obviously, the NFL always does a really, really good job of putting marquee matchups on in prime time, probably better than, honestly, probably any league in in American sports, probably. So I mean, yeah, it's a great matchup to start off opening night. I'll be tuning in. I'm assuming that's the Thursday game.
Yep.
So again, there's that one game on first game. Obviously, you want to see if Lamar and the Ravens can come in and get some retribution, especially on ring night. You know, I think spoiling ring night would be cool. But yeah, man, it should be a great watch, and we will be there.
We will be. That will be a great opening weekend. Is that Friday night football in Brazil? It will be the Packers and the Eagles. That's gonna be a good game. Now, I have not been confirmed with these two games, so take this with a grain of salt. But the streets are telling me we might get Caleb Williams versus Brock Purdy Sunday night football.
Oh shit!
San Francisco, bright lights. I'm also hearing the streets is telling,
for the first game.
For the first game, that's what I'm
I
hearing.
want that for him.
I love it. Fuck that.
Throw him in the fire, nigga. Throw him in the fire. Throw him in the fire.
Him,
if he get thrown through a table, cool. That's how you start it off. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if he light him up, I'm talking crazy.
Okay, now if that happened, yeah, we talking crazy.
If he light up, then he like that defense. I'm talking nuts.
You wait a minute, Scott. Let me apologize. You right, because I was talking shit after a monsoon.
Yeah.
I was talking shit in a monsoon when the Bears beat San Francisco.
If they lose, I'm like, oh, okay, rookie first game, go against a team that won NFC last year, happens. But if he cooked them, I don't even care if we win. If he cooked them, I'm talking wild.
Oh man, let me call my new uncle too. I'm gonna call my uncle.
And another rumor, like I said, not confirmed. So if this isn't confirmed, don't
here we
yell at
go.
me. Packers Bears Christmas night. That's just what I'm hearing.
Boy, don't ruin my hey.
That's
that'd
what I'm
be
hearing.
The best gift ever.
That's what. Well, I hope it's in Chicago because if I got to spend Christmas in Green Bay, I'm gonna be hot.
I'm spending. Hey, don't do that shit in Green Bay. Spend that shit where you can spend money.
Yo, Scott, you got any word on the London game?
I'm hearing. I don't know who it's gonna be against, but I'm hearing it'll be in October. I don't know who it's gonna be against.
Birthday trip, we outside, nigga.
I heard the same.
We will be there.
We will be there.
And I'll be locked in by then, so we will be there.
I heard the same. I won't say where I heard it, but I heard the same thing too because I hear people are already buying tickets.
Yes, I'm hearing that it will be. I plan on spending the whole week there because the Bears be practicing the entire week. So Pavy is gonna be my tour guide.
You know, I ain't got no problem going to London for a week. You know, I don't never have a problem going to London for a week.
I'm gonna say the game's Sunday. I'm gonna pull up out Thursday, probably Wednesday. Yeah, we gonna be out there.
If you thought there was a lot of people out there a couple years ago, this year it's gonna be insane,
boy.
It's insanity. So
y'all ain't got no attachments, so I appreciate. I will live vicariously through y'all because I really want to be like, yo, I want to pull up too. Then I got to look to the side.
I got kids. I got kids.
I can't do shit. Just send me pictures.
It will be an amazing time. I'm also predicting that the Bears will have 5 primetime games, and that's before if they're in the flex zone, like they'll be as good as we expect them to be in the flex zone towards the end of the game. Like I think that's people forgetting. Like if Bears fans who don't like national TV games, you better just get over that because you got a celebrity at quarterback, my nigga. Like so, you just got to get over that. Okay, like it's gonna be on TV. You have people who don't watch the Bears comment on your team. It happens.
Yeah, bro. You're about to get primetime games. You're about to get 4:30 Sunday games. Like you're gonna get I know we used to that trash ass 12 o'clock slot. You feel me? But
yeah,
time's about to change, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm be able to. I'm not gonna have to wake up so early for a couple of these games. There's definitely gonna be a lot of them. Not Greg. Tom Brady. You might have a couple Tom Brady games this year calling. Remember, he replaced Greg Olsen.
Hey, you know what's fucked up, man? As y'all saying this shit, I got the Sunday NFL music playing in my head as we speak. Like I'm geeked. I'm ready for this shit to happen.
I'm ready for this season. I'm gonna overreact and look wild for what I saw. Just letting y'all know right now, I'm gonna overreact from what I saw. I would just say this from what I saw on Saturday, and I hate to say this about Just Fields because I don't want to be, shoveling dirt on Just Fields.
Shovel that dirt.
But there was many times I heard where, they're still trying to get on the same page with the playbook. That nigga, they said niggas eons ahead. I got very excited when I heard that. Very excited. That nigga walked into that room with purpose. He came in, how y'all doing? Yeah. When I found out he had the playbook, in March, I was like, okay. And first of all, I don't want to call out the person who asked this very dumb question. but there was somebody in front of me who asked, "Hey, Flus, is he gonna be the starter?" I looked at him like, "Did you seriously just ask that?" And I've never seen Flus so like not defiant, but like so he said without question.
No question.
I'm like,
Who the,
what
who the
do you
fuck gonna
think?
start? Tyson Bajan?
Right.
What are we
What you
doing
think?
here?
Then they threw Justin Fields to the night watch for him to sit behind.
That was coach speak. Flus looked at his ass with his new beard and said, "Get your dumb ass up out of here, fam. Fuck wrong with you?"
Like,
Of
come
course.
on, man.
Who the
Come
fuck
on,
else
man.
gonna start? Brett Ripken?
Brett Ripken?
Puss
Exactly.
ass.
Exactly. But let's get to our next NFL topic before we get to the NBA, man. Jared Goff. Mr. Jared Goff got paid today. There was rumors coming into this week that the Lions were going to, I don't want to say officially because he's been their franchise quarterback, but pay him the franchise quarterback money that he deserves because he completely has been one of the main reasons changing everything over in Detroit. And the Lions are legit. He got paid today, 4-year extension, $212 million with 171 million guaranteed. As somebody who enjoys watching the Bears play them, as somebody where the Bears should have swept them last year, but still gave them the hands of God in Chicago, I'll tell you this. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Congratulations to you, Goff, for that for that big deal. I think all serious though, I think it's a good deal for Detroit. I think he deserves the money. I think he's finally found a home in Detroit. And I think it's well deserved outside the fact that I think it's amazing for the Bears defense that they get to play him twice a year for a couple more years. I think that's amazing. Bang, what you think about this new contract?
First of all, Jared Goff owns Detroit now. He can purchase all of Detroit from OCP. This is like RoboCop. That man owns the whole city with the money that he got. So him and Dan Gilbert. But no, you got to pay your quarterbacks, man. And he has turned around the fortunes of the Detroit Lions. So you got to pay him this bread. Congratulations to him. And again, as you said, congratulations to us too, because we played Jared Goff well. So, hey, man, for at least 2 of those seasons, because we know how these things go, we going to play somebody that we play well against. And now when you look at the quarterback situation in the NFC North, it might not be a better division when it comes to quarterbacks, at least from a young quarterback standpoint. So to see him as the OG is already funny with, Love, McCarthy, and now Caleb Williams. So, hey, man, let's get it. He on
Dante,
Detroit.
what you think about Goff in this new deal?
We talked about it a little bit before we came on air. And I'm gonna say this to everybody, mainly for my own sanity. Please don't start bitching about how much quarterbacks get paid. This is the modern NFL. The numbers are going to continue to rise as the salary cap rises and the league continues to get more money. So as you see these new streaming deals start coming in with billions of dollars on them, just know that means that the player salary is going to increase. And with quarterback being the most important position, they're always going to get a lot of money. This reminds me a lot of when Mike Conley got his deal. And not only that, but the way that a lot of people talk about Kirk Cousins with the franchise tag and all the guaranteed money he's made over the years, that's just the reality of the position. And so for Detroit, I think it's a good move because you need, one thing we always talk about is stability. And if you don't have a quarterback, you don't have shit. And so for that team, despite some of the issues that Jared Goff has, he's still a good young quarterback. And so I agree with Pavy when I say now you're looking at a division that I still, I'm not going to lie, I still don't know what the fuck JJ McCarthy is gonna be, and that's a completely different conversation. Yeah, that's interesting. But as far as the rest of the division, I have extremely high hopes, and I think for Detroit, this is great for that franchise. So shout out to Goff, man, he deserved it.
Pav, you've been I won't say big on Jared Goff, but you've definitely been on team. He's not bad. How do you feel about this deal?
Yeah, I mean, he's not like the best quarterback ever. He's not Pat Mahomes, but I mean, he's definitely he's not a terrible quarterback, so and again, we talking about the Detroit Lions. Like we were talking about, I don't know, the Packers or the 49ers or some like franchise that has a historic, lineage of quarterbacks. It may be a different story, but we're talking about the Detroit Lions, man. The Lions, they were one game away from the Super Bowl last year. If you can keep this squad together, you got to keep this squad together because you may be on, pace for the best Lions run since the 1950s, before the NFL was even a thing, before King started his crusades to get black people more rights. So like, you gotta like, so I mean, the man deserves the money. You know what I'm saying? He's been to one Super Bowl with the Rams already. He's not a terrible quarterback. So shout out to him. Congrats to him. And hopefully the Lions can keep this thing rolling for the next 4 or 5 years. And yeah, and the NFC North can start really being competitive as far as like with great quarterback matchups, because I don't think that that's something that the NFC North has really ever had. Like they've all had good defense and good running backs, and you might see like a 17-7 game, but you never seen really good quarterback matchup. So yeah, shout out golf.
Yeah, you've only seen Aaron Rodgers and that criminal Brett Favre beat everybody ass for the last 30 years. That's what it's been for the most part. So yeah, I think it's a good deal for him. I like what Brad Holmes is doing over there. Got to give a shout out to the black general manager. Definitely got to show him some love over there, man. But I wish them nothing but pain and despair as a Chicago Bears fan, 100%. But let's get into some NBA, man. It is time for weekend in the association with our NBA correspondent, Pavy. Let's talk about yesterday, man. This has been a busy weekend
Yeah.
in the NBA. Bill Simmons hinted at some bad news, which I feel like I've been yelling at the top of the mountain for weeks now. Niggas just didn't want to hear me. It sounds like the NBC deal is pretty much done, and they're going to announce it at the end of the playoffs. Charles Barkley was on Waddle and Sylvia about 30 minutes ago and said he's scared to death about it. He said nothing is 100% yet, but he's scared to death about it. For those of you who don't know, basically NBC. So the new NBA media rights contract is about to be signed. They have one more year left on the deal, and so Warner they have the exclusive rights to negotiate, but they're being cheap. David Zaslav, the CEO, said like a year or two ago, the infamous quote that we don't need the NBA, which was ridiculously stupid. He doesn't know what he's doing over there. We already know how he ruined DC and just everything. How he's been managing Max has just not been good at all. And then you have this where they could potentially, it looks like they're going to lose this. NBC is swooped in, and it looks like the new holders, of course, ESPN and ABC, Disney, they've got that. They've re-signed on Amazon Prime. Is going to be a new, new partner in this. So Amazon Prime is going to have Thursday Night Football, and they're going to have the NBA, and NBC is going to be the next person. Again, they're going to take Warner's spot, which means this is 9 times out of 10 the end of inside the NBA. That's because Charles Barkley has a clause in his contract that he signed 2 years ago that if Warner loses rights, that he becomes automatically a free agent. He gets to go wherever he goes. Ernie is staying with Turner regardless, because not only does he doesn't just do basketball, he does baseball and other things at Turner. So he's staying at Turner, and then we don't know what happens with Shaq and Kenny. So I highly doubt that there's going to be like them on another network or something. Even if they are, let's just say NBC decides to scoop them up or Amazon decides to scoop them up. We don't know, like, production wise, is it going to be the same? Are they going to have the same leeway to say whatever they want on a different network? So it kind of feels like it's coming to the end. We kind of talked about this 2 weeks ago, but I just want to quickly just kind of get everybody's opinion on this, because it sounds like this is like going to happen now. Pav, I want to go to you first. What do you think about, NBC swooping in, and it seems like next year will be the swan song for inside the NBA?
I mean, it kind of is what it is for me personally. I mean, I'm not somebody who like watches inside the NBA, like even when it's halftime, I kind of like go do something else, or like post game, I kind of turn and do and like watch something else. But obviously, it's been so many incredible moments over the past 20, however many years with inside the NBA.
30.
I mean, 30 years with that show. I mean, even I'll sometimes go on YouTube and just look at things. But again, all great things do come to an end. Maybe it'll be a thing for the next brand of young creatives who, hopefully can get in there and start their own thing. And, maybe that'd be the next thing that carries us through the next, 30, however many years. I think for me, the more unfortunate part about it is like the games won't be as accessible to everyone, because I'm sure they're going to put some games on Peacock, like even like when you think about those.
You can guarantee that.
Yeah, like even when you think about those NBA TV playoff games, I'm sure they'll just sell them to Peacock. You know what I'm saying? So I think that for me, the thing that I don't want to say bothers me, because again, everything changes, everything progresses. It is what it is. It's not 1999 no more. It's not 2009 no more. No matter how much we may miss the past is gone. The thing about the old days is those are the old days, and we are in a completely new generation, and we are going towards something new. But I think for me, the thing that'll be more confusing and like a little bit disheartening, even though I'll just still buy Peacock and like whatever. And it may even be cooler. Like they may do something, they may have, I don't know, do some next gen thing where I'm like, wow, this is like they wasn't doing this on TNT. But the thing that the games would be a little bit less accessible. You know, you'll probably see like the in-season tournament championship game will probably be on there and things like that. But yeah, as far as inside the NBA, I mean, if it is the end, it's been an incredible run. In like an incredible run. They've held us down for years and years and years and years, literally raised us. I mean, if you say it's been on 30 years, I've been alive 32. So that means basically they like literally my whole entire time, even before I even recognized what basketball was, I was watching this show. So obviously, great run, incredible run, but all good things come to an end. So if it does end, I guess it kind of is what it is. Ain't nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, but before we go to Bang, I just want to say about this. It's kind of like, you know, this is why Succession is one of my favorite shows, because it's kind of like you're seeing the end kind of like legacy media and like older shows and things like this. Like I don't remember an NBA world, honestly, without Inside the NBA. I don't remember whatsoever, because, you know, when I was younger, of course, I remember NBC. I caught like the tail end of NBC. NBC stopped airing the NBA like in 2002, I think it was. I think the Western Conference Finals with the Lakers and the Kings was like their last series before, you know, I think they gave the rights. I think that's when Disney got the rights, or, you know, ESPN and got the rights. So I think from maybe a breakdown perspective, it won't be bad, because let's be real, Chuck and them niggas don't be talking about like X's and O's. Like, so if you're looking for like, for those of you who wanted the X and O breakdown, it'll probably be better. But for me, as just somebody who likes just being entertained, I'm gonna miss it. I watch it every day. That's the only show. I don't watch the ESPN pregame show, and you know, not that they don't know what they're talking about. I think that Stephen A, Malika, you know, Kendrick Perkins will do a good job. I'm just not watching it. It's not entertaining. I watch Inside the NBA to see Shaq get mad about, you know, being trolled, to see Charles Barkley say that he don't care about something, and, you know, Kenny being outraged to go to the board, and Ernie being the glue. And I saw a couple of you niggas out there saying, well, you just replace Ernie, whatever. No, you can't, bro. Ernie is the guy who brings it all together. You just can't replace him like an Adam Lefko. And I like Adam Lefko, but you can't just replace him with an Adam Lefko, or, you know, bring Bob Costas back to life. Like, you can't do that. Like, he's the one who like stirs it together, man. So I think if this is the last year, and that's what it feels like, I think they're gonna go out with a bang. You know, they're gonna have they're gonna make that last year be great. But it's kind of sad. But like you said, Pavy, all things coming in. In the words of Tony Stark, part of the journey is the end. That just is what it is at that point. And I think we'll all get over it. The good part about it is we get the NBC song back. I think that's a good part about it. That's the only good thing I got about that. But Bang, what do you think about this whole new deal, and, you know, bringing NBC back in, and with Turner kind of leaving?
We're gonna lose inside the NBA, and you know what? So it's a big price to pay to get some shit that I've been ready to listen to since 2002. And that's the NBA on NBC thing. We get to hear John Chess's joint again, and I'm excited about it. Now, let me say this. NBA, sports-wise in general, the NBC puts on great programming. Like, we might not get inside the NBA type, but I do believe that the Sunday NFL team is the best team. I think that they give you I mean, even though sometimes, you know, Rodney Harrison might be jerking somebody nuts, depending on who they be playing. Tony Dungy, Mike Tirico, the gang, I like them better. And I'm talking about the network television. I'm not talking about like ESPN adding them on there. I think network television wise, they got it to me. I think Fox has ran its course. I've never liked the CBS coverage with this new team. Like the old school CBS is really what Fox ended up becoming. So let's not act like that NBC does not give, probably from a camera wise, the best look when it comes to their sports content. Now, back in the day, also, I loved Bob Costas and Pat Riley. I love their NBA pregame and postgame coverage. So maybe it's a change. Hey, not saying it's gonna happen, but man, what if Bob Costas come out of retirement for a little bit to go ahead and do something? I don't know, but I'm not gonna shortchange NBC. I think they give good coverage on all of their joints, even the Olympics as well. But I mean, Thanos, I mean, he got the Infinity Stones. What he had to give up? He had to give up old girl. It's the same thing I feel here.
I just want to say this about Bob Costas. I have no problem with Bob Costas coming back. I just don't want them to redo Inside the NBA with him replacing Ernie.
No. Yeah, they can't.
Yeah.
Let me say that. That's an unreplaceable show.
Right, exactly.
You can't replace that show. You can't. If that was the case, ESPN would have had about 15 Inside the NBAs with the money they got. You can't replace that show. That's why you might want to look at Sunday NFL and look at that coverage and expect to see that more in the future. But you might see something like Kevin Hart has with the Olympics, him and Snoop Dogg. You might see more stuff like that as an alternative, but you're getting that thorough studio coverage from now on.
Dante, what you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be dope. And the one thing I was thinking about is the same way Amazon with their NFL games, they have the alternate broadcast where you can watch the stats. You watch the routes being ran. You can watch, when the guys open, it'll light up green, stuff like that. I think you'll get more interactive broadcasts from NBC. And also, I would just hope that, I know that Ernie is signed to Turner. I'm not sure if it's an exclusive deal, but I would reach out to see if there's a way, even if it's once a week type of thing, where you can get Ernie with the guys. Because I know all of them have opt-out clauses. And, like you said, Chuck is worried about it. But I think if you do find a way to grab all three of those personalities, you can't do it without Ernie. So if anything, I would rather them just retire it, let it lie, and then create something else. The song, I understand the song is classic, but I ain't really concerned with the fucking song. Like it's 30 seconds. It's 30 seconds before the game starts. I don't give a fuck. You can play that right now on YouTube yourself if you wanted to. But
I actually do sometimes. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I love that fuck. Here's the thing.
It wasn't even a song, too. It would be Bob Costas acting like the fate of the world on the line.
Can Michael Jordan bring it home for one last time?
They showed the little shit of Michael Jordan, like Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, two Titans going up against each other. Will it be the passing of the torch? Find out on NBA, on NBC. Then the motherfucking goddamn Peacock do the little neon shit. And then do.
Imagine the game for tonight. He said, with a generational player of Luka Doncic, with the fate of Texas on his back,
nigga.
When you have a small town like Oklahoma,
Talk your shit.
Alexandria, and Chet Holmgren, bring that town to even the brink of the Western Conference Finals.
Nigga, it's the montage.
Niggas gonna be in the crib like, this is gonna be hard.
Look, hey, we had the show a couple of weeks ago where we was talking about what's missing. Fam, the story NBA on NBC did just as much as prop up Michael Jordan as Michael Jordan did, because they gave you the story, they gave you the montage, they gave you the pomp and circumstances, they gave you everything you needed to hear before the game start. And then, you know what the best part of the music is? It's not the full intro, it's the little bridge, it's the build up. The bed, it's the music bed that doom 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 doom. Then the niggas be talking and shit. You be like, man, this is about to be it could be the worst game, nigga. It could be the Dallas Mavericks versus the Toronto Raptors, nigga.
You know the best intro? The best intro is game 5 of the West Conference Finals, where it was the Lakers and the Kings after Robert Horry shot. And they said the last time we saw a look of a champion like that was the 1990 Detroit Pistons. Can the Lakers rise up? Can the young star Kobe Bryant play just like his idol Michael Jordan? Can the biggest center of all time?
That man Bob Costas said, and if that was the last image that we will see of Michael Jordan, if that was the last image, that shit was like movie theater activity.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the last image that we will see of Michael Jordan.
theater. And then at the end of the game,
You gotta bring Bob Costas back for Bron last game.
Yeah.
Like Bron last game gotta have Costas.
Just let him do the intros.
let's do the intros. And at the end of the game, Bob Costas will give his final thought like he Jerry Springer and shit. Come on, fam.
Do y'all remember Joe Budden rapped on the NBA on NBC beat?
Everybody rapped on that.
Everybody
Dipset
rapped
on that.
Everybody rapped
Fab
on that.
rapped on that shit.
I think
They gotta
Cameron
bring-
rapped on it.
Yep.
Yeah, Cameron, Dipset rapped on. They gotta bring my main man, Ahmad Rashad. I know he like 80. But bring Ahmad Rashad back, y'all.
Ahmad on the golf course, my nigga. He ain't coming.
He always been on the golf course. Ahmad always
that
been on the
dream
golf
die.
course.
My main man,
That's all
LeBron
I'm asking
James,
for.
his last game.
If
Man.
we're gonna lose inside, at least let me get the
Yeah.
storyline stuff back.
I think it would be dope to kick that. That would be a dope kickoff broadcast if you brought back everybody from the originals that's still alive and did it like
Hey,
that.
nigga.
Michael was still alive.
Yeah, and then as you go on, you add your new people and you introduce your new faces and everything.
Well, that's
that would be fire.
Who's some new people you think they could probably add? Like, they're probably gonna add people already there.
I got one name, and I know he with ESPN, but I think he needs to be on broadcast more just to educate fans. Tim Legler.
Well, Tim Legler, the thing about Tim Legler, he do that. They put him on the graveyard on purpose because he like being around his kids.
His kids grown now.
Yeah.
They all graduated college.
And
So
nigga said, they grown now.
They grown now.
come on, my
grown
nigga.
now.
They got their own families, bro. Get the people what they want, Tim.
Yeah,
Like, we
no,
been asking
no,
this for a
Yeah.
decade.
Kevin Harlan about to get money.
I'm sure
yeah.
there's like I'm sure there's probably like some like YouTubers that they may reach out to as well, like some like new generation people, streamers that maybe like I can't think of, but like probably like I would love to see personally new talent. You know what I'm saying? Like especially if
stars.
you're trying to like
NBC hire me, nigga. I'll wear
nah,
a suit.
like especially if you're trying to like market to the
You talking
next
about
generation.
play-by-play color commentary?
No, like I mean like in studio
Studio.
broadcast. You know,
Oh,
like,
okay, yeah, okay.
Because
You
like
about
you know,
to
like
scare me,
you
nigga.
like obviously there's this thing where people say, oh, young kids don't watch the full games, like they just watch highlights. Well, maybe they would be more keen to like tune in to like the actual broadcast or like watch the halftime show if you have people that they've been looking up to. Because again, like the kids who are like, I remember when we first started Hoops and Brews, it's people who like, man, we've been watching you since we were 23 and we 30 now. You know what I'm saying? So you got people who may have been watching somebody since they were 16 and, you know, on YouTube. So I'd like to see like them reach out to that and find like those people as opposed to, you know, going back in. Even though I do think Ahmad Rashad will be dope for us, but bro, don't know 25-year-old get no fuck
That's
about.
true.
Yeah, no, I
You're right
look,
about that. You're right
like
about that.
like on the court, I need to see like Kevin Harlan with like Mark Jackson.
You
No,
gonna see
you
a
don't.
different-
I don't want to see Mark Jackson call.
No, I said on the court. I'm just saying.
No, I don't want to see
I'm
Mark
telling
Jackson.
you right now.
I don't
I'm
want to
telling
see
you
Mark
right
Jackson.
now.
I don't want to
right
see
now.
Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy do anything.
I
involved
want
with
to.
the
I
NBA
want to
ever
see.
since.
I like.
right
I like
now.
Mark Jackson because some of his shit be making me laugh.
I'm
That's
telling you
real.
right now, Mark Jackson and Jalen Rose are never gonna be on TV again.
Good.
No, Mark Jackson is on Cam Network. Number one. Number two, they don't want. They think he a Bible thumper.
That's
Number
You don't
one.
think he is, nigga? Like
Like,
let's
no.
be clear about this. Like, let's stop with the thinking.
NBC got Tony Dungy. What the
And hold on,
fuck?
Jalen Rose went too pro black. We can't be that too pro black on TV.
Shit,
Brother.
Tony Dungy is more than Mark Jackson. Like you
Yeah,
would
but
never
Tony
see
Dungy-
Tony
it's
Dungy.
football,
Yeah,
though.
but
It's
Tony
football.
Dungy's a Hall of Famer.
It's
And not
also
only that,
football.
Yeah. And Tony
Right.
Dungy also didn't take his star player and anoint his ankle with oil until the nigga run around the church. Like, we gotta stop talking like Mark was just being regular, bro. He was fucking wild. And then not in my locker room. The owner of the team, his son gay. What you doing, bro? Like, what's
Also-
going on?
No, he's
Also,
not.
another thing niggas gotta stop doing. Stop acting like Mark Jackson was John Gruden. He wasn't even playing Draymond. He's not John Gruden.
All right, so I first of all, I almost choked. Thank you, Dante. I almost choked on that damn. You should have got ISO'd right there. All right, so who would be? All right, perfect world. Who would be your play-by-play? Who would be your color commentary? And who would be your sideline report?
Like if I had my choice of any,
If you had
people,
your choice of anybody.
I'd lure Kevin Harlan away since the
Yes.
niggas are gonna be free agents. I lure Kevin Harlan away. I know it's crazy. I like Jamal Crawford.
I love Jamal Crawford.
love
bro.
Jamal Crawford.
Yeah.
bro.
He gotta
Incredible,
he gotta run through some of them puns because some of that shit was corny, but for the most part, he did a good on
Hey,
broadcast.
Yeah, you gotta
Shaq
relax a little bit.
Shaq was terrible his rookie year inside the NBA.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
And
I
then
mean,
then he relaxed.
Yeah, and not only that, speaking of terrible, because we talking about the inside NBA or NBC, you remember how bad Magic was? Whose game? Michael's game. He was horrible.
Magic.
Like,
That's because Magic can't talk, man.
bad, bro.
That's
He
because
was
Magic
bad.
can't talk.
Isaiah was sitting there fighting back tears, showing love to Michael to Mike through them games, nigga. The greatest player in the world. He playing on the side. Fuck this nigga, man.
Did you see that clip? I mean, I've seen the clip 100 times. But I didn't peep it. When they said Jordan dunked on Mutombo, I didn't peep. He told that nigga, "We gonna take your green card away."
What?
Nah, nigga, what?
I didn't peep. I watched it again yesterday. They were in the All-Star break 97. Remember that was
Yeah.
And he's like, "You never got me." He said, "All right, keep playing. We gonna get your green card taken away." That's what Mike told
I missed that part. Oh,
Mike said, "Quit playing. We gonna get your green card taken away."
All right, Kevin Harlan, Jamal Crawford.
I'm trying to think sideline reporter. Who would be a good
Taylor?
sideline reporter? Taylor. I mean, Taylor will be good. She doing a lot though. Taylor could
but
be.
who else?
Taylor, honestly, I'm gonna go even better. I'm gonna go even better. Taylor need to be their Maria Taylor because Maria Taylor do the NFL for NBC.
Oh,
Taylor need to be their.
She need to be the host.
She need to be the host.
But she doing a lot, bro. I don't think she gonna wanna.
I mean,
she can do more.
I'm trying to think of a player who retired recently that would be good on color, like somebody who's
actually no. You know what? They'll probably use her for the Amazon coverage because she already works with Amazon. With the
you're
NFL.
right. Yeah, you're right.
They're probably gonna use her for the Amazon coverage.
Man,
I like Vince. Vince would be a good one.
Said grow up on the west side of Chicago. That's how we play Isaiah every 5 minutes.
Dead ass. Dead ass. If Isaiah Thomas ain't gonna do shit, he gonna rep the west side. Not Chicago. West side.
I like how Isaiah always comfortably says, "Yo, we let that nigga live out west." To Mike.
Ooh, wait a minute.
He said Mike used to be at my house.
Okay, here's a thought. I think y'all might know where I'm going, but depending on when this damn coverage happens, they gotta throw the bag at Bron and put him up in the booth, in the halftime booth. They gotta throw the bag at him.
He's still playing.
No, I said depending
about 2 years,
on
bro.
when this.
No, I'm telling you, gonna get that job, Draymond.
No, I'm talking about in the not the booth, not the sideline.
In studio.
Yeah.
Bron ain't doing nothing without an uninterrupted logo on it. Let's be very clear.
That is also facts.
Let's be very clear. Bron.
I mean, when you look at it, only the reason why I say that, you're gonna need a big fish, and the only other big fish, and I do not want to, even though he from the crib, I do not want to hear him do shit in this lane because he was terrible on inside the NBA.
Get Melo. Put Melo in the
No, Melo too cool.
He's too cool, and I do not want to hear Dwayne Wade.
The only reason Melo podcast works is because Mero balances Melo out.
I do not want to hear Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, we don't need D Wade on there. I love D Wade,
and I got a feeling that's the money that's who gonna get the bag thrown at him.
You know who would have been there? I wish if he was still here. Kobe would. Perfect. Kobe would have been perfect.
And if JJ Redick is fired by then, after he's the head coach of the Lakers,
that nigga Stu guy said today, Dan, you know what the J and JJ Redick stands for? Jeff Saturday, nigga. Someone the Lakers are.
When he get fired, there he is right there. He goes straight to the booth.
JJ would be good though. JJ would be solid.
JJ would be good. I'm trying to think who else on TNT. There's really nobody else on TNT. They probably gonna bring Adam Lefkoe. I like Lefkoe.
Yeah, he's decent.
I like Lefkoe when he's talking football more than he talk basketball though.
I got introduced to Lefkoe when he had their podcast with Phil Simms.
Chris Simms. That was one of my favorite football pods. They was like real good on there. I'm trying to think who else. Like that really that coverage has to be up to par of the NFL's or better.
Yeah.
I believe. So that's something I'm gonna look to. We got 10 minutes before we bring the homie Larry Legend on to talk about culture talk for 30 minutes. So we got a lot of NBA to get into, so we're gonna splice it up in between the shows. So while we wait, let's talk about last night's nightcap, which was the Minnesota Timberwolves against the defending NBA champion Denver Nuggets. Last night the Nuggets ended up winning 115-107 behind 35.7 rebounds, 7 assists from the new 3-time MVP Nikola Jokic. Aaron Gordon only missed what one shot last night. He was 11 for 12, won 27.7 rebounds, 6 assists. Jamal Murray, he out there on one leg, but he out there still playing 19 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. His biggest shot was that 3-pointer, which I believe won the game for the Nuggets. Them niggas didn't come back from that after that. It was an amazing Kevin Harlan call after that. And then you got on the Minnesota side, it was really just Anthony Edwards out there by himself. And he comparing to Michael Jordan. Yeah, he was looking like 85 Michael Jordan with nobody else out there. He had 44 points, set a Minnesota Timberwolves playoff record for the most points. To me, I think that the T-Wolves missed up a golden opportunity. I think they're done. And I know I said on Wednesday that I thought they were going to beat them in like a sweep or a 5. I think they're done because you got a team like the Denver Nuggets who I feel like they got their attention back. Michael Malone, great coach. He made like a collage of all the talking heads and media saying that, you can't do this. You can't beat them. These champs are them. Weakest champions ever. And it kind of woke them up. 35-point win in game 3 and having this win after being down double digits to Minnesota yesterday too. Come back winning. Now you go home and I feel like this is the pivotal game 5 right here. Rudy Gobert, he is offensive player of the year, but he don't look like it when he's going against this nigga. Like he was
Don't do that.
When he playing Jokic, he don't look like it. Let's be real. Let's be real. I know that's your man. We got called like
Cat was on him a lot yesterday, bro.
That was on. I'm gonna give Cat some bail because yesterday was Mother's Day. His mind was probably somewhere else. I'm gonna throw Cat some bail. I'm gonna shoot Cat some bail. It was Mother's Day. And look,
typically I launch into my Dante shit, but I'm not gonna do it.
You finna get what?
No, I'm not. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it.
I know where you're going, and I'm kind of there with you.
I'm not gonna do it.
I'm kind of there with you. I'm gonna shoot him some bail. Rudy Gobert was a defensive liability in that fourth quarter. Dumb fouls. He was just getting taken to the paint. He was missing free throws. And by the way, free throws is one of the main reasons they lost this game. You lost by 8 and you missed 9 free throws. Make your free throws. Anthony Edwards needs more help. Sometimes Cat, even though I'm shooting some bail, he don't be knowing what he's doing. Like he decides to play defense one day and then he just wants to jack up threes the other day. He needs consistent help. I feel like I feel like the Nuggets have cracked the defense a little bit. Aaron Gordon went back to playing like he plays when he's playing against LeBron James. We wasn't missing anything. And that's a big thing right there. It's hard to double a guy like Nikola Jokic because it frees up everybody else. You leave KCP open from 3. You leave Michael Porter Jr. open from 3, and just opens up the entire offense for everybody. This is a big game tomorrow night, or when you're watching this on the clip tonight. I feel like if they can, even if Minnesota finds a way to win, I think this is going to go 7. I just feel like Denver figured something out. They cracked the code in the defense. And more than anything, the first 3 games, first 2 games, the main problem to me was Jokic wasn't aggressive. Jokic was aggressive, asking for the ball. Like, look, I got this weak nigga on me. Give me the ball. And he was like just going forward. And I think that's something that Rudy Gobert can't deal with. Naz Reid can't deal with. And unless they get Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, and a third guy to consistently give them offense, I think the series is a wrap. Fab, what you think about that?
Now, can I dispel some rumors? Number one, do you know who had the highest plus minus on the team yesterday?
Who?
Rudy Gobert.
Okay,
plus 9.
That's why he plus minus. He was getting banged on.
No. Plus 9. I think the easy thing to do when they get their defense broke down and fucked up is to blame Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert a lot of times spent a lot of time on Aaron Gordon because of the fact they usually have Aaron Gordon in the dunker spot, so they wanted Rudy Gobert to be a little bit closer to the rim. Now, granted, Aaron Gordon literally only missed 1 shot, but at the same time, I think one thing that even Chuck said it during the halftime show, I don't know why you're doubling Jokic. You know he gonna make the right play. If the man want to go out there and score 40, let the man go out there and score 40. But gee, we got Justin Holiday fucking 4 for 5 for 3. Really, the main issue that I'm seeing is, number one, yesterday, Mike Conley, he need to be reprimanded for them dumbass fouls. No, literally. The man, Mike Conley, bro, you get 3 fouls, so you got Anthony Edwards out there playing point guard. Even like that whole little stretch in the last part, that was because Mike Conley wasn't in the game. Ant dribbles with like 8 seconds on the clock because Ant, like, granted, he's great. He's incredible, but he still needs to be reeled in at certain points in time because he thinks he can do it all. Now, granted, he may be able to do it all, but you need somebody sometime to be like, hey, little homie, relax. We're going to get you to a position where you can do it a little bit better. So he dribbles into some shit, get the ball stolen. Then Nickeil Alexander-Walker takes the ball out of bounds and just launches it down the court to literally no one. I don't know who he was throwing the ball to, and Jamal catches it and shoots it up. You know who wouldn't have done that? Mike Conley. So Mike Conley deserves some blame. Also, the fucking Timberwolves bench yesterday.
Terrible.
The plus minuses, you got Kyle Anderson minus 18, Nas Reed minus 9, Nikhil Alexander Walker minus 20. He couldn't hit a shot. I was complimenting the man the first 2 games because he was defending, shooting the ball well. The past 2 games, he ain't been doing nothing. Justin Holiday scored 14 points or some shit like that. He missed like 2 threes this whole series. Reggie Jackson been balling. Christian Braun been balling. The one thing that I was not accounting for was the Denver Nuggets bench to outplay the Minnesota Timberwolves bench.
Yeah.
If I thought anything would happen, I didn't think that would happen. Also, Jamal Murray, shout out the man, he started making shots. But they also did a thing where they started having Jokic bring the ball up the court or Aaron Gordon bring the ball up the court. So you can't just harass Murray the whole time with, Jaden McDaniels. And then, you get the ball up. And by the time you get into your offense, it's 10 seconds left on the game clock and things of that nature. But yeah, I mean, obviously the Nuggets, they definitely made some adjustments. I think that, and granted, I know, yes, it was Mother's Day for Cat. Yes. And obviously, respect to Cat. The man has been through a whole bunch of things in his life. But at the same time, Cat sometimes just be doing this.
This is true.
Listen, whatever day it was, Aaron Gordon shouldn't be doing that to you. The man had the man 1 for 11 in a half. And it wasn't like he wasn't trying. It looked like he, granted, again, with all due respect. But come on. Come on. Go out there come on, bro. Like, really? And again, the key to me is Karl-Anthony Towns. Like, bro, you are too special of an offensive player to play that way. And if he's going to play that way, they're going to lose the series. It doesn't matter how many points Ant scores. Ant could score fucking 70. If Cat going to go out there and go, I don't know, 4 for 19 or what was he yesterday? He was 5 for 18 with 13 points, bro.
Yeah, you can't
5 for 18 with 13 points. And granted, throughout the playoffs, I think he's been like the highest percentage 3-point shooter outside of the past 2 games. So again, Cat has to play better. I do think that they did miss a golden opportunity. It's 2-2. The Nuggets have confidence. You're going back to Denver, but at the same time, the road team has won every game, and this playoffs in general, for the most part, has been pretty unpredictable. So I mean, who knows? Again, I said Timberwolves in 6. I don't know if the Nuggets bench is going to play the way that they've been playing in the last 2 games consistently. I also don't know if Jamal Murray is going to continue to shoot the way. Like, he was hitting some incredible shots yesterday. Even the one that he hit over Jaden McDaniels when McDaniels was all over the man. He just stepped back and launched something up and it went straight in. So, again, we'll see. But the Nuggets definitely did tactical things to combat what the Timberwolves were doing. And for the Timberwolves, as they move now, they got to figure it out.
Dante, I'm going to give the floor to you. Do you want to say like anything about Cat or what Pat was echoing?
Just in general, I think this series has been really interesting for me. I'm not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole. I know what you're trying to do. But, I
was trying to get an IG reel about you.
No, but no, the thing that's been interesting about this series for me is like we have to wait for role players to show up on the road to see a team steal a game on the road. But with this series, it's been flipped. We've seen the road team win, all 4 games. So I think, like, speaking to Pavy, what he said about the chess moves, and I want to see how Minnesota reacts to this, because everybody was taking victory laps. Everybody was saying, they about to get the champs up out of here. And now we basically 0-0. We back all square. So I think, I've loved, and it's crazy how it's come really full, a complete 180, because y'all know, if you remember, before Anthony Edwards was the number 1 overall pick, people were asking him about his passion for the game and all this other stuff. And he was like, I hoop, and people took that as he wasn't serious about basketball, and he's blossomed into the player he is now. So he said all the right things, especially with taking responsibility. We always see people pass the blame around. But one thing about Ant is every time they've lost, he said, it's on me. I'll take that. I got to do this. I got to do that. And I appreciate that from a leader. So I'm interested to see the adjustments made in this series, because now with it back square, and momentum is a real thing, but at the same time, momentum is created. So if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves, you have to ask yourself, how can we slow their momentum and create our own to get it back to where we were when we ran through them at home on their court twice?
Bang, tell us what you think about this. Then we're going to bring Larry Legend in. Go ahead, Bang.
Cat should be ashamed of himself. It is simple as that. He should be ashamed of himself. Pav said it. That man is too talented to be do what he did the other night. This series right now hangs in the balance because Ant ain't getting no help. And you can't, the bench, the bench needs to, especially when you're at home, the bench shouldn't play like that. But you can say that same thing about Denver too. But Denver has something that Minnesota got too. They got a second superstar, or at least supposed to be a superstar. You can say that Jamal Murray is one of those. So who do you have on your side too? You got Cat. And for Cat to come out and to play the way that he played right there, I will shoot him bail too, because it's Mother's Day. But that means the next 2 out of these 3 games, you
better score 30.
You more than 30.
You better score 30.
More. He got to score more than 30.
Man, listen.
He got to hit you. He got to hit you with he got to hit you with the 40-pointer. He got to be the Cat that we know he can be.
Yeah, G, and it's crazy because like I said, Pavy's been saying this for years and nobody listens to it. But you see how quick, because I agree, Joker was getting the buckets on Cat. It wasn't Rudy Gobert. So when we sit here and automatically make Rudy Gobert the scapegoat,
it's like,
but you gotta think it's because he actually defends. Like when you're actually playing defense against another great player, sometimes
MVP,
you're gonna get got.
He's going to score. He's won 3 MVPs. You're not stopping anybody who went through from scoring the ball. But people just be acting like Rudy just be getting 56 hung on his head every damn time they're trying to lose. Oh, blame Rudy. What are we looking at? He Cat 5 for 18. You lost by 8 points. Which is a little bit overstated. They really lost by 15, but at the end of the game, they kind of but Cat 5 for 18 and getting destroyed, and we blaming Rudy. Mike Conley -7, the only man in the starting lineup with a negative plus minus, and we blaming Rudy.
It's fun to blame Rudy. I'm not gonna lie, it's just fun. It don't make no sense, but it's fun sometimes. We got to. We're gonna bring Pav back in about 25-30 minutes. We're gonna bring the homie Larry Legend in, man.
Oh, wait a minute, Scott. We got an announcement.
What's the announcement?
Tom Brady's debut will be America's game of the week. The Dallas Cowboys at the Cleveland Browns.
Okay. There we go. Mr. Thomas Brady debut as a color commentator. That should be interesting. That's been Browns
and Donovan Mitchell will miss game 4.
And Scott Lewis will also miss game 4.
Don't want to watch that one.
Will not be watching that. Lero, what's going down, bro?
Hey man, I'm chilling, man. You know, just getting over eventful Mother's Day weekend. Happy Mother's Day to the women and you all.
Happy Mother's Day to the women.
And you know, just been trying to get over all of that. Random hangover, so you know how that goes. And I gotta go to BJ, got a show tonight. 3 nights in a row at
the winery, right?
Yeah. So
they gotta space out them seats for niggas like me. I'm fat.
I ain't never been in there before.
You ain't never been in there? Oh yeah, they gotta people sit too close together.
I saw how it looked when Brandon Marshall and Cam Newton did their little tour thing. They were over there.
Okay, that's what it was at.
But yeah, man, shout out to all the mothers, man. I have still not been able to drink alcohol yet because of the tonsillitis I've been getting over. It was my dad's 69th birthday last Tuesday. We went to Cheesecake Factory. Fuck Twitter, by the way. Cheesecake still hit. I tried to drink some tequila. Let's just say did not go well for me. So I will try again this weekend to know when I can drink adult beverages again. But let's just get right into it, man. We are living. I don't want to say we're living in a post-Drake world, but King Kendrick is the if this was Game of Thrones, this is like when all the Starks got killed off. Like this is if you the top Billboard came out today, and I just want to say to everybody out there, like, oh, now Billboard matters. No, it doesn't. But we know it matters to Drake, and we know it matters to his fans. He has a 3-peat. The number 1 record in the country is Not Like Us. The number 3 record in the country is Euphoria. And for the 6th week in a row in the top 10, the number 6 record in the country moved up 2 spots. Future and Kendrick like that. And basically, the beef is basically over, at least on the music side. There's some nigga who be on some Riddler stuff that we saw this weekend. Yeah. Real Hush from Batman stuff this past weekend, which I didn't get. But the music part of it looks like it's over. When Top tweeted that it's over, I don't know about y'all. I know a lot of older hood niggas. I know what that tweet meant. That meant a call was made. When he said the beef was over and it's time to focus on this compilation. That means a call was made, and then Drake put up that picture basically saying that, yeah, it's over, and I'm gonna get back to making my hits. Or as Kendrick says, keep making us put our hands in the air and dance.
Exactly.
What do you think about this past weekend's, activities and where we stand in the post game of this Kendrick Drake beef?
I think it was the best and the worst rap beef of all time. And the reason I say that is because like we had the quickest responses we ever had in rap history when it came to a beef. It wasn't it was all about skill. It was all about position in the rap world. It wasn't like really street like that. I mean, people say it got messy, but I feel like the part that made it the worst was the fans. The fans really got it a little too, like you said. I woke up the other day and it was like the Riddler had took over Twitter for some reason. And I'm like, what's going on? This man posting the actual FUBU shirt or something. He had the medicines and all of this. He had Drake with the random person in the wheelchair next to him in the lobby. Like, what was going on? I didn't understand what was going on. And I thought it was way too much. Then you had people saying that they was ghostwriters for TDE and that they were part of the camp and they made $150,000 off of Drake people coming to find information. Okay, it just got too much. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like when it got that far, it made it less fun. And it made it less about the music, and it got real corny for a while. Like we could clown as people who knew Kendrick was a better rapper. We could clown what we just said, like him being number one and throwing that in their face because that's something that they care about. They make that thing more substantial than it actually is for me. But I just felt like without that, best rap, I feel like it was the best rap beef battles of beef like amongst two stars that we've ever had in rap so far. Rap is young, so people be trying to act like we discredit so many things by saying that, but it's like, nah, it's just not old enough to be just some stuff don't hold as much weight. Like,
Right.
how many songs did Jay-Z and Nas actually have directly towards one another?
Are we counting after Jay was swinging at the wall? After Nas was named the victor?
No, direct shots. Like
I feel like it was like 3
It was
songs.
like 3 or 4. It definitely wasn't
yeah.
the 10 we got from these two.
Right. We just got an album worth of records to listen to back to back. And you start with, like, I'll be in the car and I won't even play the new Kendrick. I'll just be listening to the radio and like that is on. And it'll make you get right into the fucking shit. Now I gotta go here with what Drake said. Now I gotta go here with Kendrick
Now I
said.
gotta play for it. Now I gotta play Family
Yeah.
Matters.
May
Yeah, I
gonna matter
definitely
for a long time, bro. That month
yeah,
gonna matter for a long time.
I definitely made the playlist with all of the songs that they did put on DPS, and I got them in order when they were released. I hope you eventually put 616 to LA on there. I know how Al Green is with clearing the samples, so that's gonna be tough. But like I think as far as this beef, I agree. This is the best beef we've ever seen between two superstars, two true heavyweights. And the fans were just that shit was just lame. And that's just one of the examples of how social media and stan culture can really ruin a lot of good shit. Cause like at the end of the day, this was two artists. However you feel about Drake and his, what he writes and what he don't write, this was two great artists who make great music directly competing with each other. And the thing that was really the nastiest, because we're talking about the fans, but also there's no objective media anymore.
No.
Like people are bought and paid for. You have motherfuckers screaming at everybody, like claiming they knew shit that they didn't know, and then the back and forth. And like for the first time in my life, I found myself watching Act stream yesterday because he was pretty much copping pleas on everything, saying that Drake didn't know shit, which we all knew already. So I think it's just one of those things where it's like, all right, the music was great, but the extras, we done with that. I don't really care about the Riddler and all of these jewels and shit he keep posting. That don't matter to me. Like obviously you're not gonna release a song, nigga. So what are we doing? Like I don't care what you have to say. That's not what we are here for. Like I was here to be entertained, and I was highly entertained. And I just hope that we don't just, even though we know what's gonna happen, I don't want all the little silly subliminals back and forth on albums and shit. After you just wave the white flag, nigga, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing.
He
Bro,
kind of got to do
coming.
what J. Cole did when J. Cole dropped his record and bowed out, and now we see him on the beach eating food and watching the sunset. Like he stopped rapping. We don't want to hear you rap about being the best no more. You bowed out. We don't want to hear you rap about it because you bowed out as well. Twice. This is the second time that Drake has bowed out of a rap beat. So,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I mean, you're gonna hear that. It's gonna happen. There's gonna be subliminals over his next record. It's going to be subliminals over that next album. You're going to get all of that. And, one thing that was funny to me is Drake is still playing the 20 versus 1 angle in that last pitch. He's like, nigga, you are not Jon Snow in the Battle of the Bastards, okay? This nigga had his size 7 shoe on your throat. Like, so let's cut it out with that. He don't want to even admit defeat. But I think the thing that he got to be careful with is Kendrick don't like you. So I feel like even a subliminal might make Kendrick pop out again. So like if I was him, I just go back to making my records. And the funny thing here about all this is he has to make these records because of his deal. Like Universal's gonna throw him, like he was talking about people splits. It's like, my nigga, like that's you outside, you have to be. Like that's the funny part about all of this. And I'm with you, Dante. I feel like the fans, social media ruined it. You know who ruined it the most to me? The people who claim they were so non-biased. Like, nigga, no, you're not. Like, them the ones who ruined it the most for me. Like, we all have our favorites.
Don't say all them niggas, because I mean, what the fuck? I mean, I am a Drake fan. I am a Kendrick fan. Am I more of a Kendrick fan than a Drake fan? Yeah. But when it comes to a battle, I'm 42 years old. What the fuck I look like talking about I'm team any of these little niggas? That's when it got weird to me.
No, I'm just saying the people who were saying they were non-biased really weren't non-biased.
No, I'm saying that I was biased. I mean, I was unbiased. I mean, at the end of the day, now it's who's better than who. I'm entertained. Right. But y'all younger than me, so I ain't gonna put this on y'all. But any nigga over 40 that they was talking about their team, any of them niggas, I was looking at them niggas crazy. Like, don't be tribalist on this shit. Don't bring out your OVO cape and tattoo and shit because you like this nigga. No, them the people that I start looking at weirdly. You old as hell, fam. You should be pro who give me some good music at the end of the day. Be pro clean up your house to some R&B music. Go be pro listen to some smooth jazz or some shit. No, it was niggas that was my age that's over here like, yo, I'm team Drake forever, G. Yeah. No matter what he gonna do. Like, boy, if you don't get your ass up out of here. Then I realized how my parents was looking at me when Big and Pac was beefing. Like, man, if you don't get your little ass up out of here, fam. Like, at that moment, I was like, I feel y'all.
I hear you, babe. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted Drake to lose. I want him.
I mean, but you younger than me.
Yeah, I ain't that much younger than you.
You 30, you 36, right?
I'm 35. No.
You 30, okay, you're younger than me, nigga. Like I was going into nigga. I'll be 42 next Tuesday. And I'm like, nah.
Say, hope you hear this mall. This is hilarious.
Yeah, like niggas like real quick. That's why I said them the niggas that I was looking at crazy. Act, that's a shtick. But Maul, I looked at Maul a lot differently after this because he was just putting the motherfucking cape on. Like, yo, I niggas will send me a clip and I'll be like, yep, OVO podcast. That's what this is right now.
OVO podcast network.
It was nasty, fam. Yeah. I was looking like, what are we doing here? All to get love from this nigga. And even if he was doing the same with Kendrick. All love. Them niggas, nah.
I wanted Drake to lose and lose bad, and it had nothing to do with Drake. It's just his fans are very annoying. And I think the thing that I found that a lot of people found out, a lot of people from this beef, this battle, didn't like thought that they was some little internet could rapper. Like, my nigga, like this nigga's the second biggest rapper of the last 15, 20 years. Like what are we doing? Like, he has a tour documentary on Amazon Prime right now where you got a sold out stadium in Paris yelling out his lyrics. Like, this dude is like, Marvel chose him for a movie soundtrack. They don't do that with small rappers. So that was my thing. I have nothing against Drake personally. I don't know this nigga. I never met this nigga. I never been around this nigga. I never been around Kendrick, any of these dudes. But it was just from a guy who's been a Kendrick fan since day one. I wanted to show people there's a difference between these two. Like what does Styles P say? We love you up there. You're great up there. Oh, Drake gives me some great summer records. You're great up there. But when it comes to this rap stuff, It's levels, bro, and that's what I wanted to be proved between the two. This really just all I took from the number one thing, and then we can kind of wrap this up. The number one thing I took from this also was that these old heads got to shut up. Like the Ed Levels coming out. Questlove was literally on the drums as Hove did Takeover on the MTV Unplugged. Like, oh well, this is this is gonna end up in violence and stuff like this. Like, come on, bro. Like the Ed Love was like, I don't care about this. You don't care about this, but you made a 5-minute video. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. So it's like, just let the younger or the current younger generation do their thing. We all kind of figured this wasn't gonna go into bloodshed. These ain't street niggas. Now Kendrick is more street nigga adjacent, obviously. Like I'm not. I know very clear who Kendrick's affiliated with. So he's more street nigga adjacent. And I don't know how the Toronto niggas get down. There's a hood everywhere, but we all from the south side, west side, Chicago. I'm not really worried about Canada. Them niggas keep their doors open up there. Let's just be 100% real about that. But and it was never gonna get to that point. So them old heads like, shut up, man. Y'all was right in the thick of that thing with Pac, Big, and all them niggas. Like, y'all my face.
Yeah. The only reason I slid a little bit of bail to Drake fans is because up until probably 2016, I would still tell niggas that Hove beat Nas. Like, it was one of them things. I just couldn't let it go.
To this day, I still think musically he had the best songs. Hove lost because he cried on the internet on the radio. Yeah. That's why.
Not only that, and not only that, because Nas, who is, as we all know, one of the greatest lyricists ever, literally dumbed it down and just fried the nigga for 5 minutes. Like, it was funny. Like, that was really it.
Hove's mistake is the same kind of mistake Drake made. You should have directed a whole song towards the nigga. Mm-hmm. He was shooting too many people. Nas was like, nigga, I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to nobody else. I'm talking to you. When Nas started wilding, he started getting mad at Nori and Cam and them niggas, and he just started looking like an old hating nigga. That's when he started wilding. This ain't hip hop. When he's on Hot Power 105. Nori, do better, son. Like, come on.
And that nigga told Nori said, I'll beat you the fuck up too.
He said, Top Dog said, good battle. Yes, thank you. That means a lot more. Exactly. That's old hood nigga speak. Like, there was some type of call made when Top Dog tweeted that.
That was a neon, no pun intended. That was a neon red flashing stop sign, nigga. Stop.
Are we good?
Yes.
You might want to stop.
You might want to relax.
Hey.
After that, that's when Drake started posting selfies on the Instagram story. Yeah, that was the Jay Prince. That's exactly what that was. That was a light-skinned nigga. Do you want to come to California again? Like that's what that was.
Good battle. Let me get the ball back.
Right. Drake started posting selfies again on there. And we all knew what that meant after that, man. And also, there will not be a Not Like Us video. Okay, I've gotten that confirmed.
Damn.
Okay, there will not be a Not Like Us video.
I was ready for the Crip line dance. I was ready for the line dance.
I can say who told me because he tweeted it. Shout out my homie Black Trey. Shout out everybody out there in Compton. There will not be a Not Like Us video. So, but Kendrick's album is coming very soon.
Very soon. It's got to be on the deluxe at least.
Hopefully. But Lil, let's go to your next topic, man. We know you gotta get up out of here in about 10 minutes, man. So
just want to know what's going on in the air, y'all. I mean, first we had this year started off with I think Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki, Drake, Megan Thee Stallion, then Drake and this nigga. Then you had Chris Brown and Quavo. Now you got Diddy's son and 50 Cent, and then now it's 50 Cent versus Meek Mill. Soulja Boy versus Metro. Game wants to fight Rick Ross for some reason. What is in the air, y'all? Remy Ma left Papoose. What is in the air?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm trying to understand. She got matching watches with a nigga. She was outside with matching watches with a nigga.
With another nigga.
That ain't
other
even
than the nigga that we thought. It's a new nigga.
I saw her doing a TikTok dance on stage. What is in the air? Not the Remy Ma I knew in 06. She doing a stomach dance shit. I said, what the fuck? Her booty hanging out. What's going on, America?
Right. Not
I'm
the
just
Remy that
trying to figure out what's in the air, y'all. It ain't over, is what we getting at too. We've been through people trying to say the sun was in this moment, and it was Gatorade Metrograde, and you know, lemon lime Metrograde and shit, and all of this stupid shit.
Lemon lime metro good.
You know, the sun was.
Man, we ain't even hit Gemini season yet.
I'm saying, I feel it in my bones. I'm a Gemini, so when I hit that,
I kicked Gemini.
Yeah.
Hey, I kicked Gemini season off, so I totally
Man.
understand you.
listen, it's like, so I'm just saying, like, the year ain't over. Donald Trump ain't even got up to talk yet. The year
Man.
ain't over.
Oh, one thing that taught me anything about this Kendrick Drake beef: the Russians finna clean house this November. The Russians are finna clean house, nigga.
Man.
misinformation galore.
The
Just get
season
ready.
finale, the series finale of America coming soon.
Bro, they gonna tell niggas Joe Biden shot MLK. Like, it's gonna get crazy out here. Like, I have no that's nothing this beef show me, bro. I have zero expectations for reading comprehension, for people to actually see shit and say, you know what, that don't even make sense. That don't line up. People just believe what the fuck you tell them. If you can, like, if you really I went to school with a lot of niggas like this. If you can confidently package your bullshit, you can sell it to anybody.
Hell yeah.
You can sell it to anybody.
And you know what? Crazy. And you know how you package that shit now? In a meme.
In a meme, nigga, or a logo. We had niggas all weekend debating about Urkel off a quote he never said. He never said that.
With the white woman, right?
Yeah, that's not on Shade Room. It's not on his Instagram. I looked everywhere. We just guessed it just because he looked like one of them dudes.
Nigga, Ball Sack Sports is back, and they got Stephen A.
Ball Sack Sports got Stephen A. twice last week. Twice,
bro.
How many
producers told him no? He said no. I'm doing it.
How many people do that go through before it get to Stephen?
That's don't get banged started on producers.
At least two.
Dummy. Like, how y'all?
It go through at least two.
Onion?
They claim my homie Kyle, because I was like, why the fuck was Stephen A? He said no. Stephen A said it on air. Like, the producer told me not to say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So they told him, yo, this don't say this, and he did it anyway.
Well, niggas gonna nig, boy. I tell you.
Niggas gonna nig every time, man.
To answer your question, Lara, I think that this is the year of hate. Real hate is back, and I have really no problem with it. Real hate is back. People need to be more straight up with hate. Like, people be acting like it's a bad thing. It's not. People be like, oh, you sleep bad, nigga. No, I be sleeping good sometimes. Be stuff people I be hating. I be sleeping like a baby. But
you get that shit off your chest.
You just got to get it off, man. That's just really what I think it is. Like, you know, but real hate, not this game raw stuff. Niggas bored, bro. Like. You know, when we going around calling people freaky niggas, like, Game don't need to be talking. Like, he the last one need to be talking about anything.
We seen them pictures with Indian nigga.
Yeah, exactly.
That we had for Ruby Rose. You better shut your mouth, young man.
The Ruby Rose stuff was an interesting conversation on social media this week. It was a lot. It was a lot of stuff, man. A lot of interesting stuff. By the way, Bang, you said that Donovan Mitchell will not be playing tonight. This is also. The Cavs are expecting to have a special guest tonight for Game 4, a 6'9" Akron native who used to call this building home for 11 years and helped this franchise win the NBA championship.
Get the fuck out of here.
AKA Mr. LeBron Raymond James. And I'm going to Theory Time. Bronny put out a picture. Now
this is nasty.
This is nasty. Hey, and he's in the NBA draft. Hey, I'm just saying.
Return part 3, nigga.
I'm not saying somebody is going to trade up to get Bronny just so Jeannie.
Let me send out the kite right now. Hold on.
I'm telling you right now, theory time. But Lara, let's go to your last point, then we'll get you up out of here, bro.
Y'all talk about misinformation and such. I'm thinking about how the world is going to end. I just want to know, guys, is it just me or did Apple lose its luster? You know, when the last time y'all went and got an iPhone and cared about it? Like, as far as like, did you get when was the last time you went and got a new iPhone for real because it came out and you wanted it?
Oh, because it came out?
Yeah, not because you had an upgrade. Like,
yeah, that's a good point.
The old nigga and me won't allow it no more. Even though I got the newest one, I did it because I needed a new phone.
Well, I got this new iPad 10, which I thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah,
you an iPad nigga.
I'm an iPad nigga now. But that was after I was racially profiled at a Verizon in Burbank, Illinois. But we're not getting to that story for the 100th time.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, I think I'm kind of with you. I'm gonna go even further. Why? Because I think we're giving more access to people when it comes to Apple was better when it's more exclusive. I believe.
Yeah. When they didn't release it's like I feel
Like
like
Casamigos tasted better before everybody knew what it was.
they rushing it out.
Yeah.
Can't use the time to really work on the shit. Did you guys see that they replacing Siri with Chat GPT?
Oh, I heard about that.
What
Did
the
you hear
fuck?
the government's trying to take blue bubbles away, which I would hate them forever. Or they
What
trying to make
that's a lawsuit.
like
Antitrust or some shit.
I don't know if they're trying to take it away or they trying to make it for everybody.
They try to make it for everybody. They're trying to make it that that everybody is
Android
on the
users.
same
Yeah, it's
with
trash.
the Texas shit.
That's trash, bro. We don't need that, bro. Like y'all worrying about blue bubbles and TikTok. We need to be worried about other stuff in America. Okay, like this is how Trump's gonna win again. I'm telling you.
That's
It's
what
gonna
I'm
happen.
saying. So the allegedly the Siri thing is also going to come with like the ability to like watch you, listen to you, talk to you. Like I'm guessing that really well everybody always thought the phone do for you. They actually gonna make the phone do to you this time. So I'm sure it's gonna be something you could. I hope you could be something you could put in your phone and allows them. I mean, don't allow them to do that shit because that's a little crazy to me. But we living in the future. Worst thing Apple's done this week though isn't even that to me. They're premiering a top 100 albums list, and Apple.
Yep.
Apple
And,
Music is terrible.
and they only did like the first portion of it, which is like 100 to like I don't know 85 or something. I didn't check it all the way through because once I got to the point where I saw Confessions in the 90s, and then I saw Flower Boy above it. And
I thought that was a complex list. That's when Loki said I didn't write the list.
Yeah, I had to ask him. He said, "Come on, man, you worked there. What's going on?" Because I know you had to have some kind of say so. But
guilty by association, nigga.
Guilty by association.
You know, I mean, hey man, how many times did we hear Chubb's name in them beefs? It just had to happen. It had to happen. You standing right there, man. You posted it, and I just needed to know how the fuck is a seat at the table better than Confessions? I'm not keeping up with this list. So that's why I feel like Apple is losing its luster. There's a lot of things they got going on. They need to get it together. They losing the culture.
Hey, Larry, I know we only got 3 minutes with you, so I got to ask you this real quick. I know the answer to this question, but I want to get your perspective on it real quick, G. How did we lose Meek like this? I remember when Meek first came out, G. Drake, everybody was rocking with Meek heavy. And now it's like it's just clown shit after clown shit. Like he's gone as far as I'm concerned. Like
I feel like a disconnect with Meek and the people is he talk like he tweet, and it's like it don't translate the same way you want it to translate when you saying certain stuff. Like he trying to get off jokes, but we can't hear the inflections on your tone or anything. So when we read these things, it sounds crazy to us. Like even the way you responded to people calling you out with the whatever the things were going on with Diddy and everyone else. I don't really want to get into it, but what I do want to say is like, yeah, I'm with you on that. He talks way too. He just talks a way that is like you can't talk that way. And then I feel like when you're doing stuff like hopping up and down like a bunny, and you know you're doing all these things when you're kicking it with these rich folks, and you kind of look weird, even though you're doing real shit wherever you come from, and motherfuckers respect you and all of that. I feel like you can't just be. You should just tweet less. Don't ask us stuff that we shouldn't. Like somebody made a great point. You're friends with billionaires, and then you come on Twitter and ask us how to get a bank loan, and it's just like
you can't do that.
What are you doing here, my brother? And then you eating French fries with your legs closed up in the pool. Like I'm just saying, it really started with that Nicki Minaj shit for real. I feel like once he got to Nicki, that was another level. He wasn't ready to be with Nicki.
Remember when people thought that Nicki was like, you know, how did he pull her? Now we see she's a bozo too, and it's like, yeah, it makes sense.
They was actually a good couple because the way they carried themselves, you didn't even know.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly.
So crazy. She went and got a dude and had a baby with a dude who can't drop his baby off at school. That's crazy.
A minor. I just want to say this one thing too. By the way, for those of you who didn't pay attention, when Kendrick said, I see two goats kissing, he's talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce, by the way.
I thought so too.
He's talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce.
I thought so too.
Just wanted to get that out there. But Lero, man, let them know, you know, where BJ's thing's gonna be at tonight.
BJ at City Winery, 3 days straight, tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday. That would be the 3 days. And yeah, he on the tour right now. So yeah, get up with my boy. That's my cousin BJ, the Chicago kid. We gonna be outside tonight. Other than that, man, follow me on Twitter at Larry is Legend, one word. Follow me on Instagram, Larry is Legend 1. And I'll see y'all next time for sure.
Yes, sir, brother. We will holler at you next week. We are going to bring Pavito back in here. Before we get back to the NBA, Bang, we got an event we got to talk about. We didn't talk about the Some Dude event.
All right, man. Some dude, too.
Some Dude 200.
But first off, some dude 200th episode. We're doing that tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central. Me and Mike B. 200 episodes of some dude. I have damn near died on this podcast. I have talked about, being nervous about a cancer diagnosis and how I put the camera up my shit. We talked about, Mike's unfortunate passing of his mom. So we've shared some emotional moments like that. But we also shared moments like Mike saying that Manny Fresh is the most overrated producer of all time. And his wild takes about Pac, and how I told him that his house wasn't clean because he wasn't listening to R&B music. And now he listens to R&B music. So I changed his life around. So we're going to talk about a lot of, the past episodes, what we would like to do in the future, along with a lot of the stuff that we always talk about, pop culture and where we at mentally, man. So first off, Some Dude 200 tomorrow. And to celebrate 200 episodes, we'll be at the Haymarket Pub on May 30th.
May 30th.
Saying this is not a live recording. We're not going, try to take up your day by y'all.
We drinking and eating, nigga. Come out.
Drinking and eating. We kicking it. So y'all come out. Everybody slide through. It's $10. Eventbrite link. We got it in the Some Dude Pod Instagram, Twitter bio, and my bio as well.
It's tagged on the Barbers Chat Network Twitter.
Yep. So, hey man, slide through. Really, we just trying to kick it, have a good time. Also, my birthday is on the 21st.
Yeah.
So we'll be celebrating that a little bit as well. I know Pav is not going to be here to celebrate his birthday. His ass is probably going to be in like Luxembourg or some shit.
I might.
Oh, he said he might pull up.
Oh, yeah, it might. So you go instead of going to Luxembourg and shit, you go.
I told myself I'm chilling on Europe for a couple months. And then when I go back, I want to like for real like go for like 6 weeks. So I'm chilling right now. So I would like to think about coming back home for my birthday. So
hey, man, I'm gonna link you with one of my mentors, fam. I think you and my girl Julia have the best like travel conversations and shit.
Cool, let's do it.
Cause she be going to places like she went. I forgot where she went, but it feel like to me like only natives be there and shit. But nah, like she be having all of the spots she be going to.
I'm fucking with it.
Just to repeat that, the Some Dude 200 celebration Thursday, May 30th at Haymarket Pub and Brewery. Shout out to all our people over there at Haymarket. This is like
Bad Beyond.
It's like our 5th event with them. That is 737.
Y'all gonna get a part of that on the podcast too.
That is 737 West Randolph Street in the West Loop. It will be from 6 to 10 p.m. Entry's $10. You can either get on the Eventbrite link or you can pay at the door. We've got the homegirl Basha from the label. She'll be spending all night. So pull up and yeah, man, we gonna have a good time. Hosted by Mike B and JR.
And we're gonna have strippers at Haymarket Pub, ain't we, baby?
You want to have strippers? Okay, I was not aware of this. Okay.
Don't have strippers.
Yeah, and white folks are like, what's this, JR?
We didn't sign off on this.
Scott, you and Tiff didn't put this in the deal. I didn't know this was going on. But anyway, pull up on May 30th, man. But let's get into our next NBA topic, man. The Knicks and the Pacers at Game 4 yesterday, if you want to call it a game. They got blown out 121-89 last night. That game actually went up with the Pacers went up by at least 43 points last night. You had Jalen Brunson only had 18 points. DiVincenzo only had 7. Hart only had 2 points. Only even actually shot the ball 6 times. And you had Tyrese Halliburton put in 26 and 5. And then we got a pivotal game 5 tomorrow. My question for the esteemed panel: are the New York Knicks cooked? I'm gonna go to Pavy first.
Quite possibly. The reason I say quite possibly is because, like, bro, the injuries just piling up, bro, and like, I think that one of the main things, I don't know if people, I know, Brunson and Hart was getting attention, but OG to me has been a superstar in his role pretty much since he came over. I forgot what their record is when OG plays, but it's significantly better when he plays as opposed to when he doesn't play. I don't think OG is coming back. He has a hamstring strain, and a hamstring strain is usually from overuse, bro. And I'm not saying Tibbs is. I think Tibbs, the injuries have created a situation where he has to play those guys a bunch of minutes. But I also do think that, like, Tibbs was doing some of those guys a disservice, bro. Like, it should, like, there's no reason why Josh Hart first time going to the bench was in game 3, bro. Like, you could have found 4 minutes for the man to rest, yo.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think that you see a lot of overwork with these guys. And again, like I even said before the series started, I think that the pace that the Pacers play at, especially when you're only playing 6-7 guys, can wear on you after a while. And I kind of think that that's kind of what you're seeing. So I won't say that they're cooked, but I'll say they quite possibly could be cooked because of just, I think, attrition, for lack of better words, is just mounting for the Knicks at this point.
I just want to say on Friday night when the Knicks lost game 3, I tweeted it's now a series, but it won't matter if Tyrese Halliburton don't act like he want to be there. And I got cussed out by a lot of Knicks fans in my mentions. Shout out my guy Al Patron. He said, "Oh, well, that was our, what was the word he used? That was our playing with house money game." And I was like, "My brother, there's no such thing as playing house money when you're only up 2. Playing with house money is when you're up 3-0, you got an opportunity to sweep. And if you lose this one, you get to be back home for game 5. That's house money. This was not house money. Um, this is a new series, man. I'm still taking the Knicks. I still think the Knicks have enough, and I'm still not convinced in Tyrese Halliburton being able to play up to this level for the rest of the series. He looked a lot, and it's not even the injuries. We know he's hurt, but everybody's hurt. It's the aggressiveness. In game 3, he looked like he wanted no parts of any of those shots in the second half. He looked much better in game 4, but obviously that game was over mid-second quarter. So I can't even put too much on that. I think game 5, this team, the Knicks will get a big boost from that Garden crowd. MSG has been a big factor. I think they have a big boost in that, but I just feel like they're running out of time. They're running out of bodies. You know what I'm saying? And even if they do find a way to win this series, they're going to get the hands of God put on them by the Celtics in the next round. They just don't have enough bodies. I mean, obviously, Jalen Brunson's hurt. Josh Hart, let's just be real about this. He's playing way better than he actually is this entire playoffs. Dante DiVincenzo's a good player, but this is not a big 3. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody's like, Nova Knicks is cool. They're having a great year, and I'm not trying to poo-poo on the Knicks, honestly. This is the first Knicks team I can actually say I actually enjoy watching. I have no problems with any of these players on this team. I'm still a Tibbs guy, even though he tried to kill Luol Deng. He had a hand in ruining Derrick Rose. I have no problem with Tibbs. But these are the kind of Tibbs things we see. A lot of Knicks fans, well, who else you want them to play? That ain't got nothing to do with it. From the jump, the amount of minutes they played coming into this season. And just, oh, well, Josh Hart's the Iron Man. He played 48 minutes. He ain't supposed to play that. Give some of these other people a little bit more tick. I'm not saying run a 10-man rotation. It's the playoffs. You run 8 men at the absolute most. But now you're just seeing what happens when you run these guys too long. They're going to get tired and they're going to run out of bodies. So even if they win this series, they're not going to have anything for the Boston Celtics in the next round. But I do feel like this series is going to go 7 each way. Even if the Pacers find a way to win game 5, I do not believe they will close that at home. I think we're ready for 7 games, and who knows what's going to happen. That to me, Tyrese Halliburton is the X factor. If Tyrese Halliburton can play like the Tyrese Halliburton we've seen all regular season, I think the Pacers can win this, but it all depends on him. Bane, what you think about what you saw these last 2 games in Indiana, how game 5 can play out?
Well, I picked the Pacers to win this series, and this is part of the reason why I picked them to win this series. Tired, man. Like, you can look. I don't blame Tibbs, especially with the injuries that they had coming into the playoffs. I don't blame his rotation. And I saw a lot of people, I saw a lot of talking heads say that Charles Barkley, his comments on Inside the NBA about Tibbs and the Knicks and it's being his fault, they was saying, what he's supposed to do? Well, what he was supposed to do is spread that shit out during the regular season. And that just didn't happen in the way that it probably could have. Now, when you look at the numbers, it wasn't as bad as the playoffs, but that's how it's supposed to be. When and I don't even necessarily blame Tibbs. I blame the front office and not giving Tibbs the enough tools on the bench to be able to spread that out. But with that being said, man, this is what happens when the war of attrition starts happening. If the Pacers are who I believe the Pacers are, they should finish this off in 6. And it should be the Pacers versus the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. They simply have to just outscore these folks and outpace them at this point. And being that they're a team that can, if you give them the right defense not to play, if you play them not right, they'll consistently score 120 on you. And I don't think that the Knicks can consistently catch up or just be around for that. So I think that the game that you saw the other day is more like what you're going to see for the rest of the series because those boys are just beat up. No.
Dante, you grew up bang. You think the Pacers got the edge now?
I think the Knicks are done. This is something that, as Bulls fans, when you say it, it comes off as hate because our team ain't shit. But the reality is, we would tell the Knicks fans all season, and Tibbs teams always seem to have a ceiling for some reason. Even though this Knicks team was extremely successful, it always seems to be a wall that they hit at some point, through their push for a championship. And right now, they're just getting hurt at the worst time. It's like we always talk about people getting healthy at the right time. These niggas are getting hurt at the wrong time. So it's extremely unfortunate, but it's just the situation, and you have to play it out. And I don't think Tibbs, even though I got to give him credit, he has began to adjust more, and he makes more adjustments. But now it seems like he's falling back into that old school Tibbs way. Well, I'm gonna ride my hot hands. You feel me? And that's where you have a guy like Josh Hart, who in a system like Tibbs, where he rewards hustle. Josh is always gonna shine in his system. I think Josh is one of those guys. He's the perfect Tibbs guy. And I agree with everything he said about, it's people working 12-hour shifts and I'm playing the game. So
that was a nice that was straight out the Bryce Harper school of pandering.
But that's one of the few times I can agree with shit like that, bro. Because he's not one of those people where if Josh was hurt, I think he would sit down, or if he needed the break. But he's saying, nah, bro, I'm all right. Whereas you have OG, who, now, like you said, the hamstring, that's a clear cut sign of just overuse. And those things, I don't think OG is going to be back this series. Just because you got to be careful with hamstrings, bro. I had a severe pulled hamstring in high school, and my shit's still not up. So I can only imagine an NBA player running up and down the court every game when you're trying to put all of this pressure on your hamstrings. So I think OG's done for the series. And I think as a result, I think the Pacers are going to win this, bro. They blitzed them niggas in game 4. That first quarter was crazy. They could obviously it's one of those things, but when teams can't miss, it's damn, what the fuck can I do about this? But they were cooking them, and then they held on for the whole game. So I'm with you. Halliburton is going to be the key, but I think they're going to get it done. I won't sit here and say, well, it'll go 7. I won't say 6. I still think the Knicks can get another one, especially going back to the Garden. But I think in 7 games, I got the Pacers.
Yeah, I got the Knicks winning game 5. I had the Pacers game 6, and in game 7, who knows? I think that's going to be a real close up. But I need Reggie calling game 7 again. That's what I need. Just for theatrics, because Knicks fans really hate that nigga, especially most of them were 5 or not even born when Reggie was torching them niggas. That was quite hilarious. The next topic we're not going to spend more than 1 minute on. I had a Celtics Cavaliers preview on here, but Donovan Mitchell ain't playing. Ain't really nothing else to say. Them niggas gonna get blown out tonight. It's nasty. And Donovan Mitchell has a left calf strain. He might not play the rest of the series. Yeah. I would say this about Boston though. Boston outside they have 1 game a series where the threes aren't hitting. But for the most part, I've been pretty impressed with what I've seen from Boston. And I still think they probably need Porzingis to win the whole thing. But Pat, we're going to talk about Cleveland, but what have you seen from Boston, and not just this series, but in these first 2 rounds?
When they make their threes, they win. When they miss their threes, they lose. This is the same thing for like the past couple of years. The only thing that's, I guess, a little bit different is they do post up a little bit more. They have a little bit more of like a in between game. I think the defense is maybe a little bit better. Jason Tatum still been getting away with murder. The man ain't played. The man ain't shot 50%. I don't think this entire playoff run. But again, I don't think they've really. The good thing for Boston is, bro, this might be the easiest walk to the Eastern Conference Finals, or dare I say the finals. I can remember it. Like,
since
people
the LeBron James era.
No, Bron had harder walks than some of
the
this
LeBron
shit.
James era.
No. The Toronto Raptors teams were better than any team that they playing right now.
That's Toronto Raptors team better than this Knicks team?
Yes. The fuck?
I don't know
Especially
about
this
that.
version of the Knicks team?
I don't know about that.
What? That ain't there?
I don't know about that.
What?
I hated those Raptors teams. I don't know about
Didn't
that.
like them. What? But no, but I mean,
ignore
yeah,
me.
like,
I'm just trying to discredit LeBron. Go ahead.
I know, but again, when they make their threes, they win, and when they miss their threes, they lose. I do like the way Jaylen Brown has been playing for the most part, you know. So I mean, yeah, I mean, Boston is. I don't really have much comments about Boston until they actually face actual resistance.
Right.
Like, they probably won't face resistance till
they
literally
get to
the
the finals.
Like, it's whoever they play next round. Yeah, they play the Pacers. The Pacers, like, let's say they play the Pacers, right? The Pacers, they may win a game. They may win 2 games. They may get hot one day and score 140. And what you gonna do when the Celtics gonna miss their threes, whatever? But they're not gonna be able to guard them. They're not gonna be able to guard Boston for enough to win 4 straight games. Miami was a shell of itself. If they play the Timberwolves, but the Knicks, shell of themselves. The Cavs, clearly, Jared Allen ain't played. Donovan been really on one knee the whole time and really on one leg balling the whole time. Now he can't go. Shell of themselves. Like, I don't really have real opinions on Boston until they face some actual resistance.
Dante, what you think about Boston?
I mean, this is my championship pick. So I mean, unless Bron suit up like fucking Tom Shepard, I think they're gonna smoke Cleveland tonight. They're gonna finish out the series, and like Pavy said, we really just gotta wait until they face some actual resistance to see what this team is gonna do, what adversity are they gonna face, and how are they gonna react. Because right now, it is legit like cruise control to the finals.
Bang, what you think? You laughed when we brought up this preview last week. What do you think about? What do you think about the Celtics more than the actual Cavaliers?
I'm mad that they fucked up my prediction. I said Celtics in 4 with confidence. I looked at you crazy for asking the damn question. So let me apologize. Yeah, tonight just feels like, as far as on the court, it just feels like dead man walking if Donovan Mitchell is not going to play. And the crazy thing is, it seems like it was going this way for a little bit, because you could tell he's been hobbled since he's been playing. So, hey man, thank you though. You tried, you know what I'm saying? You dropped some dope ass games on one leg, but now it's a wrap, because Darius Garland ain't gonna bring you shit. You might as well just go ahead and cancel Christmas. Let's go ahead and move on. This is the perfect game for LeBron to pop up with the family in the box, because there's nothing else to look forward to other than LeBron scouting his next team.
Theory time. I'm telling you, that's going. LeBron Raymond James in my 20 years of you ain't slick, my nigga. I speak very fluent LeBron James by this time. This nigga just don't show up to games. Okay.
At the very least, it's a shot to Jeannie busting them, being like, "Hey, play around if
you
want to."
At the very least, it's Rob Pelinka and Jeannie. Keep playing with me, nigga.
Yeah.
I want the Kobe deal. Stop playing with me.
Stop playing with me.
Stop playing. Whatever Kobe at, I want more. Okay.
And I want JJ Redick as my coach.
And I want JJ Redick as my coach.
Because who the fuck else gonna coach the Lakers?
Actually, let's talk about that real quick. It was later up on the rundown, but since we already talked about it, the Lakers coaching search right now, we've heard from Adrian Wojnarowski that these are the quote unquote final candidates or whatever.
Final candidates.
Yeah, well, I don't know about final. I don't know what final not the word.
These are candidates.
A number of head coaching candidates. Let me do the journalism. ESPN analyst JJ Redick, or as Stu guys say, the J and JJ Redick stands with Jeff Saturday.
Yep.
You got Chris Quinn from Miami. He's on the Miami Heat's staff.
D.
Yeah, and then you got James Borrego, who's on the New Orleans Pelicans staff.
Fuck.
Those are the 3 names that
Up
we
out of
have
here.
there.
Those are the 3 names.
Those are
Oh,
3 names.
Who
Who the real culprit, Rob Pelinka, who's got away with murder.
You got away with murder.
He's gotten away with murder. If you want to blame, if you
minute.
want white privilege, look at Rob Blowface.
Wait a minute.
Rob Pelinka is the reason. Those are 3 candidates.
Wait a minute.
They hired Mr. Salute. They got rid of Salute to hire one of these 3 niggas.
That's you're serious.
Yeah, I'm dead. That's Wojnarowski. Just read the article.
That
ESPN Plus.
who did Darvin Ham fuck? Who did Darvin Ham fuck? I am. Wow.
It said y'all go pulling the Scott. What does that mean? What does that mean pulling the Scott?
Fam, you mean to tell that's your okay. Either we are losing recipes and there's not the assistant coach that everybody know, love, and can't wait to get a job, or we're just losing recipes in general because it is the Los Angeles Lakers. Kurt Rambis got more name recognition than 2 of the 3 people. And the only reason why JJ Redick has more is because he's on TV often and he has the podcast. Man, this smells nasty. This and JJ Redick, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
Say what Stephen A said. There's no way around it.
What Stephen A say?
This is white privilege.
Yeah, I wasn't even gonna say that. I was gonna be worse than that. Because I agree with Stephen A when he said when Steve Nash got the job that you'll very rarely see a black man in this position right here. But here's the thing. I don't know a black man who really wants to be in this position with the Lakers, and that's why you have the candidates that you have. What I mean is JJ Redick, without knowing his personality or anything, this smells like the white man going, well, I don't care if I cross a nigga to get this job. It's LeBron James. Like, this smells like the snake shit that you see a lot of people do. And it's no reason that Darvin Ham should have been fired if those are your candidates. Now, if you're about to tell me that JJ Redick is about to be Pat Riley, come out the booth, be a coach, and next thing you know, win all these championships with the Lakers, then all right, cool. But I just don't see that. That's why JJ Redick is going to be the lead analyst for NBA on NBC when he get fired by the Lakers once LeBron James is gone. This is just nasty. You mean to tell me you can't convince Chris Paul to be the coach of the Lakers by giving him $15 million a year? I would rather that be your head coach going into this season than goddamn JJ Redick.
Niggas trying to listen to Chris Paul.
I'm just saying it's better than what I'm hearing right now. Pav, help me out here. Am I missing something? Is there's not an assistant coach on the Lakers? I mean, on the Clippers that could be the Lakers? What the fuck is going on here?
Nobody in their right mind should want this job. It's not. It's just not. It's literally just not. It's just not a good job to have. Number one, granted, LeBron James, great, incredible. He may be the smartest basketball player ever, but that's the problem.
Yep,
that's the problem. Like, literally, LeBron should just be a player coach at this point. Like, because bro, you've played basketball in the NBA for about as long as any other coach has been in the league. That you're gonna hire to coach you. Who you gonna bring in to coach LeBron at this point? Greg Popovich? Like, there's nobody that you could bring in to coach LeBron who has the same level of cachet as LeBron, which is part of the issue. Again, Darvin Ham, and also I think the Lakers. Rob Pelinka is the person who needs more to blame than anybody else. Like I said this millions of times. You have Frank Vogel, who you actually win an NBA championship with. Now you could say, it was in a bubble, whatever the hell you want to say, but they won a championship. They won a championship. There was a banner in the stadium. They got rings. Then you go out, and the man's a defensive coach. Then you go out, get rid of all the defensive players, and bring in some old offensive players. Then lose. Then look at him like, oh, it's his fault. No, it ain't his fault. You just switched up the whole team you won a championship with after you lose in the first round because AD got hurt. You switch up the whole team. You switch out Dwight Howard for Montrezl Harrell. And the man is a defensive coach. That's what you know about him. Then you go and you hire Darvin Ham. What does Darvin Ham do? He comes in first year, you make a miraculous one to the Western Conference Finals. You lose to the eventual championship Denver Nuggets. You come back this year. Granted, people talk about his rotations and everything else, but like, do you see the team? Like, it ain't like, number one, you got two people making $55 million. It ain't. Then you got D-Lo on like an $18 million deal. How much you think you got left in cap?
Yeah.
Then you got Austin Rivers, Austin Reeves. How much you think you got left in cap? And then you got injuries. You bring in Gabe Vincent, he dies. Jared Vanderbilt dies twice during the year. He can't play. So, like, what do you want the man to do? You win 50. I think it was 47 games in the very highly contested Western Conference. Like, this was one of the better Western Conferences that we've seen in a minute since I remember that year when, like, every team won 50 games. And I think the Suns won 50, but they were literally on the inside looking, with the outside looking in of the playoffs. But you run up against the Denver Nuggets, defending champions. You basically lose by a grand total of, like, I don't know, 15 points. And you fired a man because rotations were wrong. He wasn't calling timeouts right. Like, nobody in their right mind should want this job. James Borrego, last job he had was the Hornets. You come from the Hornets. So it can't, like, bro, it can't get no worse than the Hornets. The Hornets have been dysfunctional since literally they got the franchise back. So whatever. The other guy from Miami, I guess, just hire JJ Redick. Literally hire Redick. Him and Bron seem to be cool. At least Redick, seem like he can draw up a fucking scheme. I guess that was that, and he agreed with Bron. They seem to be friends. They seem to speak the same basketball language. But literally, nobody in their right mind should want this job. This job is a poison pill job. It's a lose-lose situation for anybody that is a respectable head coach, because you're just going to get fired, or you're going to be bickering with LeBron or with whoever, and the money that LeBron is going to command at his age is not going to allow you to build a legit, successful, contending team. And as long as you have LeBron James on your roster, whether it be fair or not, you're going to be expected to contend for championships. So, yeah.
I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head, man, with that one. Before we go to, I want to end the show with Thunder's Mavs, since that's a good game to talk about. There's a couple other things that's non-playoffs I want to get into. Since we're on the Lakers, let's talk about LeBron James Jr., Bronny James. He passed his physical, so he will be able to, he's going to stay in the NBA draft right now. He's in Chicago for the draft combine. I don't really have too much to say about this. I don't really know if this means 100%.
I don't want to cut you off. Can we talk about something that matters more in life?
Damn.
Like, no.
Damn.
Can we do something more like, bro, whatever. Bronny, he might get drafted, whatever, cool. The best career he's gonna have is a Patrick Beverly type career.
Damn.
Wow. Patrick Beverly.
That's right. He's Josh Hart. He's gonna be Josh Hart. He's gonna be Josh Hart, bro.
No. Josh Hart is high. Patrick Beverly. No.
Josh Hart's is ceiling.
Patrick Beverly has made about $100 million. He's played 14 years. There is no slander in being Patrick Beverly. Can we talk about the Atlanta Hawks having the number 1 pick in the draft? Can we talk about something that matters a little bit more? Like, please, can we talk about that? Dante live in Atlanta. I'm sure he got opinions on the Hawks. Can we talk about something else that matters more? Thank you.
Hey, Scott, this is the clip. Scott, this is the clip.
The Atlanta Hawks, for the first time in the draft lottery age, have won the draft lottery. They have the number 1 pick in the draft. I think this is a very exciting thing. I think that a lot of people say this is a weak draft. I don't think the draft is weak. I just think that there is it's actually funny because Alexander Scar pretty much for like the past year was a consensus on pretty much most mock drafts, number 1 pick. And then somehow he became not the
is from what I see.
Yeah. But it was like a 3-month period in which they had the other guy from France maybe being it. They had other people. I saw one mock had Reed Shepard, which will get you fired. But Reed Shepard, they had other people coming up as like the consistent number 1 pick.
Reed Shepard gonna be a fucking commentator on Fox.
but I think that people think this draft is weak. One, because a lot of the main guys are overseas or were in the G League. So I don't think that American audiences didn't get to see him. And I think that you do have guys in this draft that will
Hey,
be
Pav,
very.
I got
What's
a
up?
question for you.
What's up?
And I really I had this, forgot about it. You brought it back to my attention. Thank you. A lot of people seem to think, and I was watching the lottery. The fact that the lottery was on a Sunday too, we losing recipes. The lottery drawing is usually on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. I don't know what the fuck is going on
The
here. We're
NBA
losing
knew it was
recipes.
trash. That's why they had
Yeah,
it on the Sunday.
okay. We're on the same page, Scott. We're on the same page. Let's get this shit out the way. You saw the Bulls just send old dude there. Like
nigga that don't even play.
Yeah, they just sending niggas to sit in that chair. That being said, are we about to start? I don't know. I'm not into college basketball or minor league basketball, as I put it, like I used to. I used to follow drafts and pre-drafts and all of that stuff in basketball like I used to do with football. Well, like I do with football. I don't do that no more. So I'm looking at these next couple of drafts, and normally we will start hearing about players that could be the number one pick a year or two, even 3 years down the line, even if it's not at a sexy draft. Like last year may have been, right? So are we now at a stage where the talent that's coming into the NBA, even with all of these platforms and stuff, is just not, for lack of a better term, pause right now, just not as sexy as it used to be? So now you're gonna have situations like you have with this draft where they say that there's like 4 or 5 people that could be the number one pick. It's not consistent. I don't know in 2025. I hear what Cooper Flag and like somebody else, but there's not like it has been where this dude when he comes in is gonna be a top 2 pick.
No, I don't think anything where it's less sexy. I just think that the NIL has just changed the game. I think that a lot of that was the fact that because like you really you had to be so good to have like a huge fan base of that level, because like you weren't getting paid. Now these guys are getting paid in high school. You can build up your fan base. You have like more money to do things. Also, I think the G League hurt a lot of people because you go to the G League and you kind of get lost. So it's like, it's different. Like Cooper Flag, he'll be playing at Duke. So like you have a name and then you already attach it with Duke. And I think that that'll like help a lot of guys, as opposed you go to the G League, ain't nobody really watching the G League. You got to be a super hoop fan to be up here watching like G League games.
Yeah, I'm not watching G League Ignite.
Yeah, but the G League Ignite just shut down because of the NIL. Like there's no real need. So no, I think you'll still see like sexier names. I also just think like a lot of the high school All-American games just aren't as big as they once used to be. Like the McDonald's All-American game, I feel like used to be bigger 15 years ago than what it is now. I think even people treated it like it was bigger because, again, there were less platforms for people to get known. So, like, one of the first times you may have heard about somebody was watching the McDonald's game or like watching the McDonald's dunk contest. I think through the years with social media, it's become less of a thing. So no, I don't think that. And then you also have to add in the international players. Like we're in the era of like, you're going to see more international players get picked number one, more international players coming over, or that never came over and just are getting drafted. And again, they are foreign to the American audience. Unless you like a super hoop head, you won't know who those people are. So no, I won't say that. I just think that we're just like a different era.
Well, I'll say this, and I want to give it to Dante about what's going on with Atlanta. It just if I was a Hawks fan, I'd be mad that we got the number one draft pick in the draft. It's just like, who are these niggas?
I disagree with that.
Like this year,
like, and by the way, these wild trades of sending Trae Young to San Antonio. I see 3 number. Who do you think this nigga is?
Can I speak on that? It doesn't make sense though. Like if you're gonna pick Alexander Scar, who is a big. Who again? I think with every big you want a point guard, right? Am I wrong? Like you would, unless you like, even with Wemby, when people say, "Oh, Wemby needs a point guard to help him out," right? Why would you trade a 25-year-old who's still giving you 25 and 10? Like I know that people have that thing about Trae Young, which is fair, but 25 and 10 just ain't walking through the door.
Yeah, but it's the way Trae gets 25 and 10.
It doesn't matter how he gets 25 and 10. It's still 25 and 10. It's still 25 and 10. He get his 25 and 10 the same way Luka get his 34 and 10, the same way Tyrese Halliburton get his
34 and 10. That's like a 10-point increase.
Obviously, he's a better basketball player. I'm just saying 25 and 10, not walking through the door. He's also 25 years old. You get the chance to reset and rebuild your core with a star already. You're still in Atlanta. You have to sell tickets. Trae Young helps sell tickets. You have Jalen Johnson. If you pick Scar, you have him. You still have pieces. Like, it doesn't really make sense, in my personal opinion, to trade Trae Young. I think you keep him and you pair him with Scar. You pair him with also Jalen Johnson.
But they also said Trae would want to get traded.
Fuck what Trae wrong. He got 4 years left. Fuck him. Give a fuck what he want.
But at the same time, people be saying that, but his pops walks that back anytime anybody down here brings that up. He was like, no, that's not what the case is at all. We just want better people around Trae. And so I think this is an opportunity to bring in a player, like you said, like Buddy from France, who can really help Trae, because they've tried to do some things, but they haven't been able to really get a true number 2 in him for him. You feel me? I don't think Trae, as your best player on your team, is going to win a championship.
Oh my God.
Trae is the Michael Jordan of Zach LaVine. Is crazy.
All right, so the second part of my question, really just trying to get to know what we at here, is even when you look at the 2025 draft, the only name that I'm hearing is Cooper Flag. So I know some of the debate is who's the next American great superstar. We've really settled on Anthony Edwards until Ja come back and, try to go on his revenge tour next year. Like, y'all niggas forgot about me. Fuck is y'all on. Are we getting to a point, though, where a lot of people predicted that the American game was going to start to suffer because of the people that's coming into it? Are we at that point, or are we just not paying attention to some of the people that's coming in, and we'll see when they get in the league? Like, who's going to replenish these people?
I mean, no, like even like Ron Harper's son, who's going to Rutgers.
First of all, I didn't know Ron Harper's son had a
Dylan Harper, right? Yeah, Dylan Harper, right?
Like, yes, it is, guy. I just think that one. Also, we have to realize our age. Like, we are so far removed from high school. We're probably not. We're probably not like up on the Hoops mixtape shit, looking at the guy's next mixtape. We're probably not doing it. Like, again, I remember when I was closer to the high school age, I could damn near tell you the top 25 of football. Scott knows. I can tell you the top 25 of football and basketball class, because I was closer to the age and I was paying more attention. I can't say I'm paying as much attention to even college basketball as I once was. So I think that a lot of us, we just don't know these people because we don't pay as much attention. And then you add in the fact that you have Europe. Like, again, I'm looking at the mock draft right now. It's a guy called Hugo Gonzalez from Spain who's going to be projected to be a top 5 pick. Why would I know who Hugo Gonzalez is from Spain? The only way I might know is if I'm watching the Olympics and he's hooping for Spain and they tell me, oh, he's a top 5.
Hugo Gonzalez, fan?
Yeah, from Spain. Literally, why?
That
would I know
name
that?
don't even sound like a hooper name. That nigga sound. See, let me shut the fuck up.
I know
that's gonna get bad.
Yeah,
but let's move on.
Let's move on. Let's move on to our next topic. Before we wrap up with Thunder Mavs preview, do we have any comments on Coach Bud going to Phoenix?
God bless.
Yeah, good luck, nigga.
Good luck.
God bless.
You could sail the Suns on the water in the middle of the ocean. I respect it because he he crashing out, but you can sail in water in the middle of the ocean. Have you seen Coach Bud coach offense?
Yeah, nigga, we've seen it for years.
That'd be a whole lot of ISO ball. Unless he about to buy Bradley Beal a new back with this contract. I mean, I don't really see how this is going to help.
He's about to buy Bradley Beal out with a contract.
Facts, like
fucking new back. Is he about to get rid of him?
Is there anybody who made a worse decision than Kevin Durant leaving?
That nigga made the dumbest. I said it on Twitter and I'll say it here. I always thought that Kevin Durant just want to hoop, smoke, get money, don't care about legacy talk and all that. I'm just colder than y'all niggas. If Kevin Durant wasn't in the NBA, he'd be the crackhead who used to hoop. Like, he'd be Earl Manigault. Like, that's how much Kevin Durant, I feel like, don't give a fuck about none of this shit. He just so happened to make it. So I'm just gonna hoop, smoke, get money. You don't even really see Kevin Durant when it comes to right. Like, at least I don't see it. You don't even see no talk about Kevin Durant and hoes. Like, that's how much that nigga's just about. He's out there. No, he's out there. I'm saying You don't even hear that shit.
Yeah.
That nigga is so much about hoop, smoking, getting
And,
money.
Well,
but I
Stephen
think
A.
that's the issue, though. I
Go
think that's
ahead,
the issue
Dante.
because
Right. So I
I
think
no, I truly believe that the reason he left Golden State is because he had a moment where he was listening to those outsiders talking about his legacy, talking about how he wouldn't be viewed the same if he stayed there.
Yep.
And he left, as opposed to just the reason you went there is because you just wanted
Orlando,
to
don't
hoop.
don't wish that on me. Go to hell.
right. You just want to hoop. And I think that's why Kevin Durant is in that position. I was going there too, Dante. He's in that position because he listened to niggas say legacy, 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 legacy.
Yep.
And the dude that don't care about legacy, the dude that just simply want to hoop, smoke, and get money, listened, and he has fucked up the shit that he didn't care about in the first place. With Phoenix, I want to go to a team that got this, try to set up this big three shit, because he just want to hoop with niggas that can hoop. And if he would have just stuck with what that was and stayed with Golden State, he would be straight. But that nigga decided to
That's
that
a
nigga
perfect
deci-
description of KD. He went
like that nigga just
He
decided to
literally want to
just
hoop with
Niggas
niggas.
wanna hoop.
he just want to hoop with niggas. That's why,
Bad guys,
like,
bag.
yeah,
If
he
you have a bag, KD want to play with you.
right, like
Yeah.
that. I'm telling you, KD just reminds me of that what's that, Uncle Drew? Like that's gonna be Kevin Durant. Like that nigga gonna be like 45 and shit, pulling up to Lifetime Fitness with his bag and shit. Like shit, y'all want to get a game in, nigga? Do you know who you are, man? I don't give a fuck about that shit, man.
Well,
I'm just trying to hoop.
Bang, king of the segues. Speaking of Uncle Drew, we'll end this episode. Game 4 of Mavericks Thunder, which is my favorite series so far, kicks off in a couple hours. The Mavericks won a very close game 3, 105-101. Kyrie and Luka combined for like 45, 47 points. PJ Washington, 27.6 rebounds. I know Shay said they got to cut the water off on PJ, but PJ's a good player. The nigga was just in Charlotte. Like, so, it's not like, this is, oh, we're going to cut it off. I think this is a team right now that this series to me, it just smells like 7. I'm picking OKC tonight. I think they find a way to get it done. I think the problem in this thing is, first of all, like I think me and Pavy said this before the playoffs started, it's ridiculously hard to guard these niggas for 7 games. And Kyrie and Luka. Kyrie was playing terrible the last 2 games, and he just woke up. Put the dagger in him, and then Luka. The funny thing about Luka's obviously hurt, but Luka on defense look like he out on one leg. And then on offense, he just busting niggas. Like that's just what we've been seeing here. But I think the difference is we've been having more consistent games from the others of Dallas. Now Dallas has a little bit clipper in them where they like to jag stuff off at the end of the games, pause. But this is where I feel like Oklahoma City, this is the first time they faced adversity. This game tonight is going to tell me everything about them. Can they bounce back, win this, and get this back to OKC tied? But if not, if they go down 3-1, I think they're in big trouble here. But I think that OKC is not getting the love that I feel like that Minnesota's getting. And not saying that they should, because Minnesota has been in the playoffs the last couple of years. This isn't just something where Minnesota just popped up in the playoffs this year. But OKC has to find a way to be consistent and have everybody step up in the ways that you're seeing from Dallas. They need a third guy to be consistent with it. I feel like Chet didn't have the best game in game 3. Pav, what did you see in game 3, and what do you expect from game 4 tonight from both Dallas and OKC?
I think Chet played his part. Obviously he didn't have mad points, but I think the main issue is like the Thunder have to do the little things. I think in the first quarter they gave up 8 offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
Like if I'm looking at the stats, like the Thunder had 6 offensive rebounds, the Mavericks had 15. Like, bro, we can't out rebound you offensively by 10 boards. Like, and then you lost by 4 points. So I don't even know how many second chance points it is because I had to stand in front of me. But if you clean up those little things, like I think that they will have a chance to win this series. I think that those are the things that hurt them the most. And again, that's why I say going back to the regular season, I wish they would have gotten another big. Like, shout out Chet. Chet, I think, had 5 blocks. the man trying, but Chet can't grab every rebound himself. I know the man.
First TV shot of LeBron.
Yo,
He's there with Savannah and Rich Paul.
Yo,
Rich there too.
Rich there, that's funny as hell.
It's nasty.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I just think they have to clean up the little things. And for the Mavericks, I want to give a kudos to Kyrie Irving, but not for his offense, his defense. Like the defense that he's been playing throughout this whole playoff run is something I've never seen Kyrie do. He looks like he's doing everything though. He's dabbling on the floor for loose balls. He's doing things that even when he was winning championships with the Cleveland, I wasn't seeing him doing like this, like the ugly things. And I think it's permeating throughout the entire team, because even Luka's he's trying to play defense. Obviously, he has physical slights that don't allow him to be able to maybe play the same defense as like some of his peers on the team. But at least he's trying to be active, getting in the passing lanes. He made some huge steals the other night. PJ Washington has been guarding great. So like I've just been very impressed by Dallas's defense, and to me, Dallas's defense is more of the story, regardless of what Kyrie is doing or what Luka is doing. It's been Dallas' defense that's been the story. But I think if OKC can just clean up like the little small things, I think that they will have a much better chance to win this series. But I'm still picking Dallas, like I said before.
Dante, what you think about what's gonna go down tonight in Game 4?
I think this is a critical game for OKC. I think you need to win this one. Simply because, like you said, guarding Kyrie and Luka for 7 games is an extremely difficult task. Luka, even with him being banged up, what I've loved is him just playing through it the same way Ant has been doing, playing through his ankle soreness. But I think more than anything, if you're OKC, this is a game that, like I said, you got to have it, because going down to them headed back to Dallas, I don't think that's good for this young team. I know we always talk about young teams taking their lumps, and this may be one of those situations where even though they came in as a 1 seed, this is it's just not their time yet. And I would be okay with that, because they made it out of their first round. So they've made it to a point where, they're on this national stage and we have more eyes on Shea, and people see, that this team is really good. You had Pat Mahomes courtside with the Black Diamonds dancing. That was actually insane.
Was crazy.
Boy, them Diamonds was like CB back in 08, nigga. They was moving. Like them shits was crazy. But I think
I was about to say something crazy out of Africa.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah.
Let me tag myself out like bang. I'm not gonna say it.
No, don't say it.
Yeah, but no, I think Dallas wins tonight, and I think Dallas closes it out. I don't think OKC wins another game in this series.
Bang, man, take us home. How you see this game going tonight?
Hey, man, if Dallas wins, it's a wrap, fam. And I picked Dallas to win this series as well. That playoff experience is the reason why. Chet disappointed me, and he fucked up my parlay too. All he needed was 15 points, man. What the fuck? He got 13. But nah, I just think that the playoff experience and the hunger that Kyrie Irving is showing is just gonna push them over. So if they win this next game, it's a wrap.
Yeah, man. I got OKC winning tonight, but I'm with y'all. If Dallas finds a way to win this one's a wrap, man. But that's all we got for y'all today. Me, Bang, and Dante about to knock out the local hour. So if you want some good Bears talk, come and join us. That will be up on the Patreon in a couple hours after we get done recording it. I was looking at this article just a minute ago where it's like a Bears coach said something about Justin Fields. I'm trying to scout through this article. I don't see the quote, so I don't know.
I got it right here. He said,
I see the quote, but I didn't see it. Is it in the article? Because it just says from Dev Kleiman's page. You can't really trust nothing from that nigga's page.
Yeah, well, that's the quote I got. That's the one I was actually reading my damn
self.
Yeah,
the quote says, when you watch him, watch his eyes. He tries to see the whole thing and doesn't see anything. His eyes are all over the place, and it's really just hard to watch. It's bad football. But when I clicked on the article, I don't see the quote in the article. So I don't know. If they are doing that, I think that's nasty work. Let the nigga be in Pittsburgh, leave him alone, even though he's not lying. But it's like, what are we doing here? Like, what's the point of that? But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about a lot of other stuff in the local hour, man. So, Pav, thanks for joining us. As usual, you can check out his pod. Will be dropping tomorrow. Courtesy of the Bachelor episode 1 will be on the Barber's Chair Network YouTube. Will be on Pav's YouTube, and of course, it'll be on pavverbs.com. He's got a new record dropping tonight. Tell the people about that one last time.
Yeah, man, it's called "If She Wasn't Engaged." It's produced by the Swim Team. I don't think I had to really explain what the song is about because it's called "If She Wasn't Engaged." So, yeah, look out for it. I'm sure some of y'all can feel me, and if some of y'all don't feel me because you might be younger, maybe when you get to my age one day, you might feel me. So yeah, man, hope you guys enjoy the record, and talk to you guys later. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir, man. We will holler at y'all on Friday. I will be doing halftime on Wednesday. The homie Black Trey will be joining me. Trevon Edwards, he will be driving me on join me on Wednesday. We're gonna be talking, NBA, and then Friday we will break it down the NFL schedule, man. I'm very excited for the NFL schedule episode, man. So yeah, and the return of cousin Dan on Friday. It's not been a good time for Aubrey's Angels. Of course, we're gonna go out. He gonna rant about something, whatever. He's probably gonna call Kendrick a midget or whatever. I don't know. But he'll be back on Friday to rant about stuff he hasn't been had a chance to rant about. So, yeah, man, you can follow me at Barberchair Scott on Barberchair Network. If you hear a dog in the background, I apologize. But
You hear my kids in the background sometimes. Shit.
you can follow me at Barberchair Scott. You can follow JR Bang at JR Bang. You can follow Pavy at Pavy World. Follow Dante at October Zone Tay. Follow the Barberchair Network at Barberchair Net. Subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/Barberchair Network. That's what we're about to do. The local hour. And me and Dante will be knocking out season 1 of Entourage on Return to Queens Boulevard. We'll be dropping tomorrow and on Thursday on the Patreon. And yeah, man, follow HB Media, HB Media TV on Twitter, HB Media on Instagram, and get in tune with our sponsors, pillarsclub.co. Go to pillars_club on Instagram or visit any of the 3 Chicagoland locations. There's one in the West Loop, one in Orland Park Mall, and one in Chicago Ridge Mall. So we'll holler at y'all on Friday, man. We up out of here.